Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Can you guys hear me? How does everything look? How does everything sound? Thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sorry, I sound like I'm dying right now. Welcome, everybody. We are... I sound good? All right, nice. I've had a week. I'm so exhausted. And I just went live. Oh, man. Well, that's good that you guys are all doing well. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. This is the RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 11 live stream discussion. We have a lot to get into and chat about, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I'm starting relatively late today. Usually I go live like half an hour earlier than I am right now. But I've been having a few issues with YouTube over the last couple of days. I let people know on on Twitter and YouTube over the last couple of days this week. So it's just something that I've been dealing with for the most part. There have been Yeah, Squall, I see the super chats. I'm going to get to them. I'm just, I'm trying to, relay my thoughts before we jump into it. Yeah, William Pendragon. Before we start, I must address something. Many of you wondered how I survived. The answer is my semblance, second chance. It allows me to survive a single hit that would have killed me in exchange for all of my aura. That's actually a pretty cool move. Well, I mean, that would have to imply that the attack would both lower your aura and kill you. Like an Adam Moon Slice, for example. It broke Yang's aura and it damaged her, But yeah, that's actually a pretty cool semblance. It kind of reminds me of something from Naruto, the Izanagi. That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's what Izanagi is, kind of like a get out of jail free card. I don't know what the hell's up with me. I literally go live and now I'm like croaking over here. But yeah, thank you so much, William, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you being here. Glad to know that you survived the nuclear blast with very minimal damage. Glad to have you back, buddy. Appreciate it. Gordon Lai. Hi, Arnold. 2 questions. For your poll this week, do you see the series ending? Where would I like it to end? Where do you see the series? Oh, for your poll this week, where do you see the series ending, and where would you like it to end? I don't know. Honestly, if it really just comes down to how much of a story they have to flesh out and build. They already have an end point in mind for how they want RWBY to end, but I wouldn't want them to make RWBY for the sake of making it. Obviously, I would want them to make it with a purpose. But as of right now, I don't know. I optimistically, I want to say we're halfway there, like 50%. I don't know if that equates to episodes or that equates to volumes. Like, okay, if we're halfway there and we're done with 8 volumes, that means we have another 8 left. I don't know. Like, we still have Vacuo. We still have to go back to Vale. We still have, the Team Stark, the Team Stark theme that RWBY wants to do and that the community has been asking for. There's a lot of things that they can do with the show. before it's done, and that could even go beyond Team RWBY. You know, there's so much that they can do with this universe that even if the RWBY show ends, they can probably do some like OVAs or some adaptations. Like I've always thought that you know, they should animate the coffee books. They should animate After the Fall and Before the Dawn at some point. I think that's just easy Rooster Teeth first membership for them to animate that book and flesh it out and bring it to the screen for people who might not be avid readers, or people who don't know that the book exists, or people who did read the book and would like to see it animated. But yeah. Arnold, show the water bottles. I got 3 this week, okay? Actually, you know what's really funny? These are the last water bottles in my house, so I actually have to go out tomorrow and get some more because I have no more. So I don't think I'm gonna go through all 3 of these, so I might have one for tomorrow for the for the reaction that I do tomorrow. But yeah, always stay hydrated. It is very important. But yeah, Gordon, long story short, I mean, I would say, optimistically, I would say we're halfway done. But realistically, or optimistically, but like, if it was up to me, I would love for them to continue RWBY as long as Red versus Blue's been going on. Albeit, I would want it to be with purpose, like not just because people are watching it, but I would like for them to, you know, understand or know going into another season, if they're going to make another one or whatever, what it's going to be about, what's the end goal, and, you know, and everything else like that. And obviously, I would want, you know, Eddie, Kiersey, Miles, and Carrie to continue writing for it. Let's see. Devil Blight 69, welcome. Oh, so really quick, chat. I'll be honest with you. Because I've been super stressed out with my YouTube channel this week. You know, I let people know over the week that I've been dealing with a lot of issues on the back end of my YouTube channel, and I'm not the only one. Philip DeFranco, for those who probably know who he is, he's he makes a lot of like video, like his channel is very news oriented, and he's like one of like the YouTube OGs. He's been around forever on the platform. He has the same issue with his channel as I've had for the last couple months now, and like I'm just really glad to know that a big content creator has the same issue, because now I feel more confident that YouTube will address it and take it seriously, versus how I went to a YouTube support team and told them my situation, and they kept telling me that my channel's fine. And it's like, bro, I can't upload, I can't live stream. I literally can only do stuff from my phone. I can't premiere my videos. I couldn't do anything. And that happened on Monday, and I was super stressed out. So like I don't even have a poll ready for this week. So if y'all could help me out, what do you guys want this week's poll to be? That would be great, because I have no fucking clue, and I don't want to go, like, we've been doing the polls ever since like volume 6, I think. I just don't know what poll we should do this week. I'm literally stumped. So if anyone in chat has any suggestions, that would be pretty pog. Rice with butter? No, it literally has to be a this or that. Like two comparing or contrasting two things, I should say. Like the polls that I've done over the past, like the poll that we did this past week, it's like, how do you like your eggs? And then we give them the options. Or if you could have any element, what would it be? Fire, wind, air, fire, wind, water, earth. You know, stuff like that. Pizza preferences. There's so many though with pizza. Like for me, I would have to think, like, I think we've done a pineapple on pizza one too, actually. I think we've done pineapple on pizza before. I don't think I've ever had butter with rice, so I don't really understand that whole thing. And I would want it to be something general too, like not something specific to like RWBY or whatever. I think we've done waffles and pancakes in the past too, actually. Sub or dub, we've done that. You guys understand why this is so difficult? It's because I've gone through so many. So, Pokemon or Digimon? That one's very niche. I mean, then again, so was the Avatar one, but I feel like Avatar is like universal. We've done cats and dogs. We've done cats or dogs. We've done that. Yeah, we've done the cats and dogs one. Thank you guys all for the super chats. I appreciate it. Hold on, let me get through a couple of these just so I don't miss them out, because I don't want to miss those like I did last week. Kirsten Love, really ill for the moment, so I'll watch this later, but this episode was so good. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts later on. Thank you, Kirsten. Take it easy for today if you are feeling under the weather. Definitely understand how that might feel. But hopefully you enjoy the live stream after the fact. And I hope you feel better. Thank you for the super chat. I really, really wish that I knew that I was going to be dying on stream. I would have prepared. I would have been a lot more presentable. Gordon, also not RWBY related, but when do you think you'll watch the MCU? No clue. I'm not even going to give you an answer for that. I'm sorry. MCU, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, like all of that shit, like I have no clue. Like, to be honest, I don't even really think about it. Anime, I'm leaning more towards anime after RWBY's done, but like all of those other ones, no clue. Lil Picho, thank you for the super chat. So freaking nervous at the end for the end of the volume. Definitely one of my favorites, top 3 even. Hope you're doing well. P.S. My friend loved your Ada. Okay, well there you go. I just gave them another one because I had to read that. Thank you for I remember that. I remember the super chat you gave last week. Oh boy. Hopefully they tell them they're welcome, because that's all they're gonna get. Anything else they gotta pay up. All right. OC? I think that's how you say that. My brother made a Neo theory. What if Neo uses the relic and makes everyone fight for the relic with no questions left? I mean, that would imply Neo has to talk. And I mean, they don't need the relic doesn't need to have questions. They just need the relic in their possession to summon the gods back with all 4 relics. So you don't need the questions or anything. Salem would just want the question to find where the beacon relic is, and you know that's basically a relic for her right there. What are you gonna do with your hair? I have no clue. As of right now, it's just growing out, but realistically, I have no idea. I have no idea what I want to do with this, and I don't know. It's starting to weigh down on me. No pun intended. Not my hair, like the decisions. The decisions, more so than anything. Okay, yeah, guys, don't spam. Yeah, totally not Nicole. Yeah, please don't spam like that. You will get timed out. It's not that serious. Yeah, milkshakes or smoothies, maybe. I don't really think that's all that interesting compared to the other ones we've done, but cake or ice cream. Oh, cake, ice cream. Wait, I think, didn't we do that? I could have sworn I did like a cake pie one. Cereal or milk first? Oh god, that's so chaotic. Oh boy. Y'all are bad. All right, I kind of like that one, though. I feel like I know what the overwhelming majority of people are going to vote for, because if you pick the one that I'm thinking that is like the less of the two, you're dead to me. I'm not going to say which one it is, because I'm assuming everyone already knows. I assume everyone's normal, all right? So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. We will do that one. We're going to do milk or cereal first, and I'll do that at the end of the stream, but I wanted to get that out of the way before we start. Also, we are going to be starting the discussion in a couple of minutes. The discussion officially starts at 6:30, but going live, I wanted to make sure that I spent the first couple minutes talking to y'all in chat. Also, really quick, hold on, give me a second. I just want to make sure I'm coming in clear. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, all right, I think that's good. So really quick before we start, I just want to say really quick, I don't know how many of you guys who are in the chat right now are watching it. or who have engaged with it. But if you guys have, has anybody checked out the like little RWBY snippet discussion videos that I've uploaded over the week? Basically, I've uploaded a video every single day this week, and I think that's like the perfect format for how I want to break down my videos. For people who can't watch the entire live stream, you won't get everything in those videos, but you'll get the important bits. You'll get I think the most important topics of like my thoughts on an episode. And I think that's like the best way to do it moving forward. I remember earlier this volume, or was it last volume? No. It was this volume. I tried to condense my entire live stream into a short video, and that really didn't pan out well. So I ended up realizing, I was like, damn, man, I talked about a lot of stuff in that discussion. Let me go back. And then I was like, wait a minute. I talked about Ironwood there. I talked about the Hound there. I talked about Summer Rose there. I talked about, Ozpin there. So I was like, why don't I just break these down, put a little bit more effort into them, right? Because now I have like some editing in there. Like I'll put some clips or some screenshots to complement what I'm talking about. And I think I found the perfect form of like supplementary content for people who can't be here for the live stream. So for any of you guys who did watch those, I greatly appreciate that. I am going to try my best to format my discussions in a way that can come off naturally in a video. So obviously, it's a live stream, but you know, at the end of the day, it's still gonna come across really well for people who aren't here for the stream. So yeah, so thank you guys very much for that. I have 3 more already done. One, okay, I don't know if I want to tell you guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys. You guys are just, oh my god. Okay, so the only thing I'll say is that I have an Ozpin video coming out, and I put so much fucking editing into this, it's ridiculous. And you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it. I've been working on it since Monday, and it's still not done. Chances are it might go up either Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday at the latest, I think. But yeah, all I'm going to say, it's an Ozpin video. Oh, who saw the Penny video? The Pinocchio one? Oh my god, I was laughing to myself so much while I was making that video, man. That Penny video was like one of my, like chef's kiss, dude. That was like one of my best works. I freaking loved that video. Every time I kept rewinding it to see how it was, playing out, I couldn't help but laugh. It was so good. So good, dude. Hold up. I don't know why, but super chats aren't popping up on my screen. Hold on, they're popping up over here, but not in the chat. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to skip. Hold on. Been fighting acid reflux disease. Oh, boy. Good to get a bit of relief watching your streams. Hashtag Marrow's best boy. Well, Devil Blight, I'm sorry to hear that. Acid reflux is awful. Like, I get that every so often, but I don't have, like, a chronic situation with it, so, that can definitely be annoying. Hopefully hopefully it's not acting up too much, but thank you very much for the support. I appreciate you. Let's see. Yana, LGW? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but, hey man, just wanted to say me and my sister have been watching your content since volume 3. These last few episodes has me as hyped as season 6, episode 3's lore dump. Let's go. Wow, that's really great to hear. That's cool that you and your sister watch RWBY. I wish my siblings watched RWBY, or at least, like, actively watched RWBY. Like, they watch, like, my brother watched it a little bit here and there, but he kind of fell off. But that must be super cool that you have, like, a sibling that you two can just, like, geek out and get hyped and excited for RWBY. And I appreciate you guys watching the content as well. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the reactions, the live streams, and everything else in between. Thank you guys very, very much for that. Let's see. RDS, poll topic. Which fast food is best? McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, or KFC? Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be a nice topic, but at the same time, I don't know how much of my audience... Well, I mean, I think everyone's eaten, like, fast food at one point or another. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll see I'll see about that one. I feel like I could just do like a general like tier list on that and get people's opinions in the comment section. But yeah, I'll think about that. Hey Arnold, Volume 3 killed 3 characters. Pick 3 characters other than Hazel you think won't make it out this volume. Ironwood, Penny. I can only think of 2, honestly. Those are the 2 that I think are most on the chopping block, especially after this chapter with what's happening with Penny. So, I'll give you gave me 3, I'll give you 2 because we already lost one, all right? Even though you said don't count other than Hazel, but Hazel died this volume. You can't do that. Yeah, I think at the very least Hazel and Hazel is already dead. Ironwood and Penny. I can't really think of anything else. I would say like maybe Pietro, Maria, but Lord knows where they are. They're just big chilling on Amity. And the last question before we start the discussion, Alejandro Harada, I think that's how you say that. What are your thoughts on theories that Emerald and Neo are going to get the power by using their semblances to disguise themselves as Ruby and the others? That's interesting. I think Emerald is going to be pivotal in the plan to get the drop on Ironwood and company. I definitely think that's possible. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna put slow chat. Okay, hold on a second. Someone's being not so great. All right. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Guys, don't worry about telling people not to spam or anything like that. If anyone spams, they're just gonna get removed from chat. I don't want you guys to have to self-moderate in my chat either, so just don't worry about that. If anything, it brings more attention to them. Okay, so I think with all that said, I'm going to enable slow chat now because Lord knows we need it. So that's 1 comment every 45 seconds. There we go. Hey, I know this isn't part of the discussion, but what if if the RWBY characters were Pokemon trainers, what types would they? I can't answer that. That's a loaded question, my guy. I'm sorry. I'm literally about to start a discussion here. That in of itself, it's like the RWBY characters. You mean like all 90 of them? I couldn't go through that. Also, but if you do want that question, I do know that Freelancer Amber and that Kaito Dan did a 2-part video explaining or answering that very question. So someone out there has already made that video. That person is not me. I am not the one to answer that question because I'm not very avid in Pokemon. I haven't played since Gen 3. So I appreciate it, Kermit, but I digress. With all that said, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. So yeah, give me 1 second. I just gotta pull up something on my phone really quick. Oh, there we go. And, all right, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I mean, slow chat always goes on. Like, we always put slow chat on. There's 700 people in here. You think I can keep up with 700 comments? All right. Looks like you're frozen. What does that mean? Thoughts on Ruby's breakdown? Also, love your videos so much. Keep being awesome. You mean the discussion of her mom? We'll get into that. I don't want to jump around on topics or anything like that before we get to them. So if you stick around, you'll hear my thoughts on everything the chapter had to provide. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think it was very needed. It was also very weird to hear the words mom kind of come out of Yang and Ruby's mouth after 8 volumes. I'll be honest. Like, it was just a very... Like, I'm gonna have to get used to that, and I don't think we're gonna hear it all that often, but to just hear them say mom is just, it was just a very foreign concept. Also, I don't want to hype anybody up any too quickly, but for those who were in the stream last week, if you stick around to the very end of the stream, we got some work to do. If you guys were here last week, you know what I mean. You know what this means. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah. I mean, if you had to be there, right? You had to be there. If you had to be there. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. Don't want to make anyone feel left out, but you kind of had to be there. Anyways, let us start the live discussion for Volume 8, Chapter 11, Risk. High risk, high reward. Am I right or am I right? So, jumping into the chapter, I think a lot of people were a bit confused about this point here, that, like, the first thing we see in the episode is a bunch of Grimm, when in the last chapter, it seemed like Ozpin's, like, staff power, or, I'm sorry, cane power, like, blew away all of the Grimm, which I guess it was just the shockwave that, like, blew the Hornets away at the very least. So, yeah, when this chapter started, I was like, oh, wait, there are Grimm still luring about in the city. But yeah, overall, I kind of like this, like, the skyscraper aesthetic of Atlas. I don't know why. Maybe it's also the dimness of the, or, like, the hue, like, the yellow hue that was present in the last chapter. It's kind of faded out, so things are kind of looking back to normal. Also, I don't know if you guys can notice this, but let me just, let me zoom this out real quick. Sulfurfish! They're moving all about. It sucks that they still haven't found a target yet, but I guess we can at least appreciate the fact that they're in the chapter. Am I right or am I right, guys? Yeah, this is, I had big hopes for these guys. I'll be honest. I had some really big hopes for the Sulfurfish, and unfortunately, you know, yeah, you gotta take what you can get at this point, you know? But yeah, I mean, other than that, this was kind of cool. Also, I watched Kalaxin's reaction to this chapter, and it was super funny because, like, Hunter was like the Nevermore's like poking his head down in the you know, down the access way to the subway system, and he's like, anybody home? Like, look at him, he's just like poking his head. He's like, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Salem, our divine savior? It's like, I don't know. I just thought that was really funny, just the way that it looks. It's just like, hey, who's down there? What's going on? If you could create a Grimm, what would it be? No clue. I am not creative in that regard. I think in terms of animals, though, or mythological creatures, let's get a platypus Grimm. All right? I've waited long enough. Okay? Where's the platypus Grimm, Kruby? I've been watching this show for 8 volumes, and you still haven't done it. I don't know, man. But yeah, overall, Atlas is overrun with a bunch of Grimms. The flying Barangles are making their showcase properly now. They're not, like, sleeping upside down in the whale, so that's good. Forrest, where you at? Kruby taking notes. Yeah, I think they have a lot of really cool Grimm designs right now. They can always take it a step further. Like, I like how they're going further and further into, like, mythos. I guess most of those is with, like, the really rare Grimm, like the Knucklevi, the Wyvern, you know, Grimm like that. The Griffins. We haven't seen Griffins in a hot minute, but I think most of the Grimm that are in this region are, like, conditioned to the environment and the like the temperatures and the, like, the weather conditions and stuff like that, and then all these other Grimm are just brought along by Salem. So yeah, like the flying Barangles, they bro, you all would have had, like, the worst time in Atlas if you guys didn't have wings. Let's just get that out of the way real quick. But yeah, let's see. Okay. All right. But yeah, so the episode opens up, and it's just it's a big old Grimm fiesta. So for the most part, things aren't looking too great. We have the subway tunnels here, which, I mean, it's just everybody. It's just giving a perspective of where everybody is at the time of Ironwood's ultimatum announcement of, like, yo, you guys have 1 hour to respond. If anyone acts up or tries any trickery, you know, Mantle is gone. And you're just seeing the reactions of everyone. And I almost kind of feel like Ironwood has never set foot in Mantle. Like realistically, like I honestly feel like this man has no idea about like the impact and like the spike of emotions that he's present. Because like, look at all the Grimm that are in Mantle now, and they're brought here because of the amount of negativity that's housed both in Atlas by the people in the subway system and Mantle by the people down in the mines. And it's kind of like everyone is just, it's just a bad situation overall, and he's exacerbating it so much more because of this, like, this kingdom-wide announcement that's just gonna make things so much worse, because it's like, yeah, we're gonna nuke this place, so everyone down in Mantle, chances are, this is your final hour at this point. And I'm just like, are you serious, bro? Like, this cannot be, this ain't it, Chief. I don't know who's got to tell you, but this ain't it. Also, a really cool, I don't know if you want to call it like a little sneak peek or cameo or anything, but if you look closely at the wall over here, you can actually see, hold on, let me zoom in, even go, hyper focusing, enhancing. Hey, look who's that. That's Cordovan from Volume 6. Remember her, guys? Yeah, that's literally like a poster of her and like that giant like mech that she had back at that Atlas base. But yeah, that's her. You can kind of see her. I don't know if she looks a bit younger or if it's just the shading of the shot or whatever. But yeah, that's literally her in the mech. So that's kind of cool that you can just see her like just picked out of a crowd, and obviously she represents Atlas. Thank God she's not here, because she'd be like like she's such an Ironwood fanboy or fangirl or simp or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But yeah, she's just like, she just loves Ironwood, and I feel like she'd be so disappointed, and she'd be so disappointed in what he's doing right now. Or maybe she wouldn't actually. She'd be like, this is the might of Atlas. The whole world will feel our strength, and all that nonsense. So actually, you know what? I kind of take that back. She'd probably like, she lives and dies for James Ironwood. So, you know, as they say, such wit, such tenacity. Am I right? But yeah, I kind of just liked that. I don't know. I just liked that one little moment right there, just to kind of, you know, see everything that's going on. So I'm going to be the first one to say this, right? Because we get characters like this every single volume. And like, they just become like instantaneous fan favorites, right? We had Pilot Boy in Volume 4. Wait, was Pilot Boy Volume 4? Yeah, I think he was. Hold on. No, that was Volume 5. Pilot Boy, well, technically Pilot Boy made his appearance in Volume 4 at the very end, but he was showcased in Volume 5. So we had Pilot Boy in Volume 5. We kind of had, Sienna Khan is kind of an important character, but she almost kind of feels like a side character because they literally brought her in for 5 minutes of dialogue and then killed her off immediately. We have Forrest, which I feel like, yo, Forrest gang, where you at? We had Forrest in this volume, and this soldier lady has been heavily showcased, heavily cameoed. She gets more screen time than... Can you imagine if they just took this lady and swapped her out for Ciel Soleil? Like, all of my gripes with this show would be immediately rectified. Why the hell are you giving this girl screen time when you have a character who's from Atlas, who basically does the exact same function as this character, but you're choosing not to show her? I have no fucking clue what they're doing. Why? You literally, like, you just made another character to fulfill the role that this other character already fulfilled volumes before, that we haven't seen for 5 years, or 4 or 5 years, or however long it is, and I'm just supposed to accept that this is the new fan favorite? I also, a little segue real quick, I actually do like this character a lot, right? She was the character that, you know, she was in the first chapter of this volume as well. She's like, hey, the soldier, the prisoners are brought in. She's the same soldier from last volume that Neo transformed into, so she was present in Volume 7 as well. And I don't know, she was in the command center when Team RWBY and company broke in there to kind of, you know, to hack the system to get access to the Amity signal. So she's made her little rounds these last 2 volumes, and that's all fine and dandy. Okay? I'm all for new characters being introduced. I really hope she doesn't die, actually. Now that I think about it, like, with everything that's going on, right, in last chapter, her and this guy were in Ironwood's office, and he was like, do not come back to this office until you have Raven Bronwyn and Robin Hill in custody. And they were like, yes, sir, please don't kill us, sir. We're sorry, sir. We'll get right on it, sir. Yeah, I kind of like this girl. I hope nothing bad happens to her. I also kind of feel bad if she survives and a lot of her, like, her comrades and her co-workers and all that stuff and her friends, all that, all of them end up dying. Wait, did I say Raven? Oh, did I say Raven? Oh, I'm sorry. Robin. I meant to say I don't know if I said Raven or Robin. I meant Robin. Did I say Raven Hill? It's because everybody thinks that Crow was Raven in that one shot. God damn it. Oh, I said Raven and Robin, Crow and Robin. My bad. Oh, they're siblings. Okay, I made an honest mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, very simple, very honest. Genzo, yo, what's up, dude? The next 3 chapters are gonna be insane. We haven't gotten a battle for the relic since Volume 5, and we've seen how much RWBY's improved since then. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have just as many people collected in one area with this next chapter as Volume 5. So, yeah, this can go a million different ways. We also have, like, Crow, Robin, and I assume who came out of the elevator was Winter and Marrow. So I think they're gonna be, collectively getting together to figure all that out. Also, call me Gekoga. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, like I said, I love side characters. I love me. I just, my brain's telling me, Arnold, something isn't right here. They've shown Team Funky. They've shown the Aesops. They've shown the Happy Huntresses. They've shown Ironwood. They've shown Winter. They've shown Pietro. They've given us pretty much almost everything. They showed us Willowshnee, Whitley, Jacques, like the Shnee Manor. Like, there's so many things that they've shown in Atlas, but this one thing that I've been hoping that they would show is the one thing that they refuse to show, and I've had enough. Okay? I've had enough! How dare you implement this character? It's almost like Ciel died. And you guys just, I really hope that they, like, redeployed her to, like, Vacuo or something, because, like, Atlas has, like, some stations out in Vacuo. And she's just chilling there after the fall of Beacon, because, you know, it's like, oh, well, you no longer need Penny because she's destroyed. You know, when in actuality, they, like, repurposed her for Mantle. I just hope she's exists in the world somewhere, because right now it almost feels like she never existed. And I'm sorry for rambling and for ranting about this topic, but that just came to me because I was like, this character, she's a side character, right? It's simple, it's simple, it's innocent, it's playful, it's whatever. If people like just having a random side character who isn't the main character but is on screen just as much as the main characters, it kind of makes it seem like the world's just real. It's like, oh, I remember that character from that episode and that other episode and that other episode. It's almost like they exist even though they're not on screen. Meanwhile, I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop. Y'all get the idea. Y'all get the point. God damn it, RWBY. I swear to God, Ciel Soleil better show up in these next couple of chapters, or there's gonna be trouble to pay, okay? On Twitter.com. That's all I'm saying. Anyways. Alright, hold on, give me a second. It's been precisely 1 minute, ma'am. Yeah, I miss that, man. It'd just be great, and she'd have a new design, and she'd be in the Maya engine, and I don't know, she'd just be it'd be kind of cool to see how she acts and behaves, and maybe she didn't have a purpose without Penny, and they shipped her off somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's it, you know? Ironwood assigned her to Penny, but now that Penny's no longer needs a chaperone, it's like, well, what do we need you for? Get out of here. Let's recruit that other lady. She's been doing really well these last couple of months, And now this girl's got a new position where she's literally in Ironwood's direct line of sight at all times and can be shot at any moment because he's a loose cannon on the edge. But yeah, these are words from a simple Ciel Soleil fan. Nothing more, nothing less. I feel like a lot of people forgot who she was, where she came up, where she captured the hearts of millions during the Vital Festival tournament. But I'll never forget you. And I really hope we get to see her again. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep saying it. They at least have one fan, okay? She at least has one fan. This guy right here. But yeah, so anyways. Yeah, she was great. Okay, give me 1 second. What do you think Salem will do when she regenerates? She's gonna make a beeline straight for Atlas, I think. Honestly. Zach Feifel, wait, hold on, give me 1 second, let me see. There was only one thing that's bugging me about this episode, and it's more of a nitpick. It has to do with Crow and Robin. I'll let you know when we get to that. All right, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. Just because, you know, I'm like all over the place, and I want to stay central and, you know, want point A to point B to point C. Isn't it possible that Ciel died like Team Bronze? But that's the thing, Alejandro. They've at least told us that Team Bronze died. They never specified if she died. So it's like, if she died, just give it to me straight. You know what I mean? Like, just, it's gonna be so disappointing to hear that 8 volumes in, because it's kind of almost like retroactive cop-out. It's like, well, we'll just say that she died just because it covers our ass and we don't have to worry about her in the future. But I don't know. Team Bronze died. Oh shit. Yeah. So if you didn't read the book that came out like 2 years ago, yeah, Team Bronze died during the Fall of Beacon. Yep. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Yeah. Actually, do yourself a favor right now. Pull up a second tab. Go to RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 10, I believe, The Battle for Beacon. And in the opening shot, you know, on the fairgrounds with, like, Blake and, I believe it's with Blake and Weiss, you can actually see a Nevermore carrying one of the members of Team Bronze away. So, yeah, that guy got eaten or something. But yeah, they actually kind of showcased that during the Fall of Beacon, but they confirmed it in the book. So yeah. Also, not spoilers. Like, if you didn't read the book after 2 years, that's on you. But yeah, I mean, I haven't read the book either, but I already knew that, and it's not really a spoiler because it's in writing form, and I've had time to read it. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, long story short, if you don't know, now you know. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I think the energy going into this chapter, into this moment right here, is, it's very tense because of the fact of, like, Ironwood just made this ultimatum, and he's just carrying on like nothing ever happened. He's just like, all right, you know, another day, another dollar. You got people around him, people that he's, like, have, that, you know, follow him into battle, that follow his every word, his leadership and all that. These people are, like, so nervous. They're, like, walking on eggshells whenever they're around him. Poor Winter's just... She's got no choice but to follow him. She just broke a direct order of, like, make sure you keep them in your custody at all times. And then fucking Harriet's pissing me off so much now. Like, this chapter, I actually popped off. You guys will see in my reaction. But I was like, I'm so fucking sick of her. Like, she's such a dog of the military, dude. Like, some fucking Full Metal Alchemist shit. Like, absolute, like, Ironwood says jump. Harriet says how high. It's like she... God, it's so infuriating, dude. And I don't know if that's, like, Rooster Teeth's edge. I don't know if that's the point of her character. It's just, like, there's, like, a different facet for every single Aesop, right? You have Marrow, who's very empathetic and, you know, obviously he follows the rules, but he thinks about you know, about people. You know, you had Clover, who kind of stuck to the book of, you know, following the rules, but also kind of being level-headed. But then some of these other characters, like Vine, is just kind of chill. He's just like, orders are orders. He seems the most logic-based out of the bunch. But then Hair is just like, yo, I'm angry. I'm trying to get mine, and anyone who gets in my way, like, she's like, if you don't shut your mouth, I'm gonna shut it for you. And she's like talking down to Winter, and she couldn't wait to snitch on Winter to Ironwood. Didn't even give Winter a chance to respond to his orders. But yeah, she's just been like annoying me, just because it's like, damn, like, I don't know, like, her character is just so, I don't know. She's just a very agitating character to me. And it's just the fact of, like, I understand it's because she lost Mara, I understand that it's the fact that she lost Clover, and she's angry, and she's out for blood, and she wants someone to blame, and she wants someone to redirect that anger towards, but Crow's nowhere to be seen, and I feel like if Crow's running about, and Harriet's running about, and they come into contact, that's gonna be a recipe for disaster for both of them. But the situation that I want to talk about right here is very, very intriguing. It's very important. I know I kind of went off on a tangent really quick there. But I noticed this during my reaction, and I'm almost positive that Rooster Teeth at this point is putting out little subtlety clues here and there about Ironwood, his current condition, his mental health, and his semblance. So, getting into it first and foremost here, obviously, no one is in agreement. Like, everyone thought he was bluffing. Everyone's like, oh, he's clearly not going to do that. He's obviously leveraging the fact that, you know, with his position, he could do it. But if Team RWBY doesn't want to challenge that, they'll come back. They'll make things right. They'll bring Penny. But here's the kicker, right? So first off, Marrow's got some big cojones. Like, Marrow's kind of like, fuck the bullshit. I've wanted out for a really long time. Ren vibed me. Ren knows it. I know it. I think Winter knows it as well. And he's just done with everything. You know what I mean? He thinks that Jean and the company died in the explosion for the whale, so he doesn't really know that. And now, like, his leader, the person he looked up to, the person he probably joined the military because of, being a Faunus, being from Mantle, you know, probably looking at the situation of like, well, I'm a Faunus, what can I accomplish, you know? But joining the military, building himself up to the rank, and he even said it himself, he wore the rank with pride. It's like, wow, this pride, this rank makes me feel like anybody could be in my position. Anybody can aspire and strive to be, you know, better than where they came from. You know, it's not about where you started, it's about where you're going, you know? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, you know? And he's turning around and lashing all of that back at Ironwood at the worst possible time, like the absolute worst possible time. And fuck Harriet again, because like, it's like, really? Like, you're getting upset that he's speaking his mind to his general of the military because you don't like that, because you have a stick up your ass because you think that the person who killed Clover is like out and about and they're a murderer and all that stuff, when you don't want to look at the truth and look at the facts and just have a heart. You know what I mean? She's literally a dog of the military, and I can't stand her. But I think at this point, so first off, Winter literally saved Marrow's life. Also, really quick, William Pendragon, glad to have you back here, my friend. None of us could bear the thought of those poor souls in Mantle dying like that. We signed on to save lives, not end them. So we kept our heads down, prepared discreetly, waiting for a sign to save those we could. We'll save our citizens, save them all. Semper Fi, brothers. Hey, your semblance is pretty badass, by the way. So for those of you who are joining right now, the way that William Pendragon survived that massive explosion of Ozpin's cane is that his semblance is called Second Chance, which nullifies any fatal blow at the cost of all of his aura. And yeah, nobody's aura is surviving a nuclear blast. So that's that's a pretty pog semblance. And the fact that it's called Second Chance is even cooler. So yeah, like Talk's, no. Talk's semblance is for 60 seconds. Her aura is impenetrable. Williams is, if he basically takes a fatal blow while his aura, like if he, basically it's like, so what I imagine that it's like is, let's just say you have an attack that's strong enough to break your aura and kill you. That's the only discrepancy. It's like, if this attack is too much for your aura and then yourself to handle, Second chance pops in. Think of Izanagi from Naruto for any of you anime fans out there. That's what I think of it like. But yeah, the fact that it's called Second Chance is pretty cool. Dude, you literally just built yourself up in the RWBY series through like this this RP in my chat. That's so funny. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. I really appreciate that. Also, let me try to get through a couple of these. I apologize all these super chats that are flying. I'm also in the middle of thought, so I apologize there. The Neapolitan ice cream. Spoiler alert. Ciao Soleil is the summer maiden. Get it? Soleil? Soul? As in summer solstice? I want that to happen now. Oh, man. She has... Oh, my God, dude. Imagine she's actually in Vacuo, dude. Imagine they restationed her in Vacuo, bro. I would lose my goddamn mind. That's actually really well put together. I really like that. Chances are that's not the case, right? I wish like a double, like a revert. They just like reverse debate you. It's like, oh, the reason her last name is Soleil is because, you know, praise the soul, praise the sun. I just miss Ciao Soleil. I wish she would just let her presence be known, but hey, let's just make this other character that's just as important as her, just as relevant as her, and just take up all the screen time of Team RWBY, Team Juniper, fucking Team Coffee, not Team Coffee, Team freaking Team Funky, and everybody else, because why not? You notice that background character has more screen time than Team Funky, right? Anyways.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down, Torchwick. Who do you think you are? You're dead. You've been dead for like 5 years. Shut up. Anyways. William Pendragon. Who the heck is that? Okay, so they're IRL RPing, which means like William Pendragon is a viewer in the chat, and they are role-playing the role of a character in universe of RWBY, and then relaying their feedback in my chat. It's all RP. It's just we're having a little tomfoolery with you, chat. Yeah, someone thought that was a real character. I understand. Like we're taking it seriously because William Pendragon is real. Right here. In the old Kokoro. Alright? And that's all that matters. So as long as we think it's real, then I don't know, it could be real. Who knows? I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. There's 1,000 people in here. What the fuck you guys doing here? I'm acting up right now. Jesus. Anyways. Piper Clark. I only need 5 things from RWBY now. Hashtag Nora Maiden, beach episode, Ciao Soleil, where is the bunny Grim, and Ruby and Weiss and Ruby, please talk to each other. Hey, those are 5 pretty level-headed demands there. We actually might get a beach episode, and I don't know if Vacuo is just like all desert. Like, I don't know if they have any oases or anything like that, but a beach episode would be pretty dope at some point, you know? But then again, I don't know when lightheartedness is going to return to these characters, depending on how this volume ends, but I like to see those. A bunny Grim? Yeah, I could see that. I don't know why, but I guess I could see that. Nora being the maiden? If anything, if Cinder doesn't siphon the magic off of Penny, RWBY is going to get the maiden power, because Penny will make certain that the last person in her thoughts is her best friend. You know what I mean? So, like, I honestly think the only other way to circumvent that is if she gets hacked and then destroyed, therefore she's not able to consciously think about RWBY before she dies, or like I said, Cinder siphons the magic herself. I don't really know or see any way that it can go to anyone else, unless it's like a dire situation, kind of like Freya, where like Penny just took the power because it's like, well, Winter's not around, I gotta do something, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, those are some pretty decent expectations there, Piper. Hopefully they come out. I'm rooting for you. Kevin R. Hey, Arnold. I've been watching your channel since Volume 3, back when I was 15. I am now 20, and I wanted to thank you for all of the memories. Holy shit, dude. What were you, like a freshman in high school? Sophomore in high school? You're probably in college? That's crazy to think about. Damn, man, time flies, dude. Holy shit. That's really great to hear, man. I really appreciate that. Hopefully the years have been good to you. Hopefully you've enjoyed all the content. I assume so. You're still here, which is great to see. But yeah, 5 years, man. That's a long road. I can't believe I've been doing this for that long. And hopefully we'll have another 5 years. So you could come back 5 years from now and be like, Arnold, I've been watching your videos since I was a wee lad. Now I'm a grown man with my own kids and my family and my wife and the dog and the house and all that stuff. And I'm still going to be here, hopefully making videos. But yeah, thank you so much. That's great to hear, man. That's so humbling, too, to think about. Like, I've been really making videos on RWBY. I mean, longer than you discovered me, but, like, so Volume 3 is where everything changed, especially for me. And I'm pretty sure everyone else probably just had a moment of, like, shit, where was I when I discovered, like, where was I during Volume 3? But yeah, that's, I really appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that you're still here, you're still enjoying the content, and, you know, we still have a lot more to go, so hopefully we'll all be around for it in the future. Damn, man, how old was I when Volume 3 was in 2015. It started in 2015, it ended in 2016. Jesus, man, I was still living at home with my mom and my brother. Yeah, a lot's changed for me in 5 years, too. That's crazy to think about. Yeah, I didn't go to college, so I don't have the whole, like, I was a freshman in college and now I'm going for my master's degree or whatever. I don't know what people do in college, so. But yeah, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the 5 years of support. And here's to the next 5. Hoping, and that goes for everybody, of course, as long as you know, as long as you guys are still into RWBY, I'll still be here talking about it until the very end. But yeah, so getting back on topic, because I know I derailed a little bit there. I apologize. So what I think Rooster Teeth is doing at this point is, so first and foremost, like I said, Winter just saved Marrow's life here. Because it's really subtle here. It's really hard to pick up and notice, but the tell of when metal, like Ironwood's semblance, is like hostile taking over, is when you look at Ironwood's eyes. It's really hard to notice, but the first time you see this is when Ironwood shoots Oscar at the end of Volume 7. During that point, you can literally see the light leave Ironwood's eyes when he says, he's like, you know, James is who my friends call me. To you, it's General. And like he blinks, and when he opens his eyes again, dead, dull, like no light, just like an apathetic, dull, like shade on his eyes. And you can actually see it here. And I'm gonna try to use this moment to emphasize that. So let's enhance this. So just look at his eyes. Like, look at his eyes, man. They're dull, they're dead, they're gone. And just in his mannerisms, too, he's not listening. He's not processing anything that's happening. His body is simply reacting, right? He's telling everybody, yeah, I'm going to take out Mantle if they force my hand. I'm not joking. I'm not messing around. I'm about it. I'm about to do this if they push me. And Marrow's like bleeding out his heart to this man. Like, I trusted you. How could any of you guys do this? No one's thinking about what like, no one's thinking. Like, that's just the thing. Nobody's thinking. And let me get off screen here. Let me just be on screen so I can kind of emphasize my points a little better here. And so what I think is happening right now is because they're in literally like critical like they're at code red, code black level. Right? And like his semblance is like, yo, bro, I'm gonna take over because this is like some serious shit and you need to make sure that you're man enough to deal with whatever happens. You got someone talking, yelling in your face, keeping you from your goal, making you second guess your thoughts. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna help your situation. So what are you gonna do? When he turns around, you're gonna shoot him in the back. And that's the most like fucked up thing about this whole thing, right? At this point, I legitimately pity what's going on with Ironwood because I don't think he's in the right mindset. Like, I genuinely think this is like a mental health, like takeover of his semblance. It's really, and I'll be honest, right? Like, before I even get into anything, I think it is a huge disservice that RWBY did not find a way to implement talking about, mentioning, bringing up, referencing this semblance before now. Because we have 3 chapters left, and I feel like if they... Because, like, I know what's happening with Ironwood right now, because I know what his semblance is. I can kind of contextualize his actions. They don't... his semblance isn't an immediate excuse for his act, for what he's doing. But I know why he's doing this, and I know that his semblance is allowing him to do these very tragic and heinous things, because at the end of the day, you know, the ends justify the means. There's a very palpable quote from the director of Project Freelancer for any Red versus Blue fans out there, and I actually tweeted that. I think it was last volume, volume 7. I literally quote tweeted, like, word for word, like what the director said during the Project Freelancer storyline. And he says, it is undeniable, and may I say a fundamental quality of man, that when faced with extinction, every option is preferable, right? And it's this philosophy, this idea that, like, if we are facing death, if we're facing a threat that has the ability to wipe us out as a species altogether, then what does it matter if I level a city, if that helps the overall goal of us surviving? And what that kind of sacrifices is your humanity. What you really have to ask yourself is losing your humanity worth saving humanity? Is it worth saving humanity at the cost of humanity itself? You know, and that's kind of a every alternative. Yeah, you get what I mean. It's every yeah, I mean, it's not word for word. I'm literally paraphrasing, because it's been a while since I've watched RWBY season 10. But yeah, but like the whole ends justify the means thing is like, the means just never end. It's like you can use that excuse for anything, but at the same time, where does the line, where is the line drawn for Ironwood? Because at first it's like, okay, we're gonna implement mandatory. First off, it was the closing of the borders, right? Then it was mandatory curfews for everybody, 24-hour surveillance from Mantle and everybody else involved, and then it escalated from there to everyone's under arrest until we get this situation settled. Then it turned into, I'm gonna level Mantle unless you work with me. Like, he keeps moving the goalpost. It's like, okay, first it's this, now we're gonna escalate it. Now we're gonna escalate it. So for Ironwood, like, it's getting worse and worse to where, like, he even said it to Watts. He said, I will sacrifice whatever it takes to stop her, and like, that's what they want. They want Ironwood to be in the worst mindset ever. And I think a lot of people forget this. Because the villains know James. Like, they know him. They literally said when Watts and Tyrion were getting ready to leave at the end of volume, I think it was volume 6, when they were getting ready to, like, go off on their mission, they literally said if that Ironwood is, I'm sorry, Ozpin is the only person, Ozpin is the only person that can probably get through to James. And then they also followed up by saying that if General Ironwood, you know, comes to his senses and aids and recruits aid from Vacuole, all hope may be lost. So they know that if they push Ironwood to the point where he doesn't trust anyone, I'd rather deal with this military than call for help. I'd rather deal with this myself than to confide into Ozpin or even Oscar. Then they win. And that's like the worst case scenario for him. And I don't think anybody in this show knows about his semblance, because it's very unclear. It's very weird that Winter hasn't even brought it up or mentioned it to, like, the Aesops or someone that's like, hey, the general's not all there. He's not, or she didn't even, like, ask him himself. Does Ironwood understand the severity of his semblance here? Is he just allowing it to hostile takeover? Is it uncontrollable, right? Does it really become a topic of mental health, right? He can't control what it does to him the same way that Crow can't control his bad luck, you know? And this is where I think RWBY kind of dropped the ball, because they said in their interview, or in the live stream last year at RTX, they said there's so many other things that are important, and they felt like this was something that wasn't as important as everything else that they had to get on screen, which I think that's a I don't think that's true. I think it's quite the opposite. I think not having context to what Ironwood's doing makes everybody that's watching the show who isn't in the know about everything, it makes them think, oh, Ironwood just fucking became a villain. He just, like, lost his shit. Like, he literally, this is how he truly feels. Instead of it being more of, like, Ironwood kind of needs help. Like, and nobody here is really able to kind of figure out the problem. And I don't know. It's kind of sad at the end of the day when you see his situation here, because again, there are a lot of tells about it. And even right here, when like Winter went to go and like punch him, right? He was about to shoot Marrow in the back, but instead he retracts his gun because like Winter plays it up, right? And Winter knows that if she didn't do that, Marrow would have just got capped. You know, and she follows up. She's like, "Oh, you wanna have a collar? I'll give you one." You know, and she's like playing it up like, "Oh, this guy's a traitor. I'll take care of him." You know, making sure like, okay, Ironwood, like basically she was acting right there. When in reality, it's like, okay, I'm conflicted about all of this. Marrow's conflicted about all of this. Ren just told both of us that on the ship. So at the very least, having both of them together, she's sending him to the brig, where Crow and Robin just broke out, and I feel like the people that came out of the elevator were them two on their way to the break to put Marrow there, and the four of them are gonna hopefully put their fucking heads together and figure something out, because if anyone's gonna take down Ironwood, it could be potentially this four-man group. It could be, you know, because Marrow has, like, the stay semblance. Like, use that on the general and then figure out a plan. You know what I mean? Like, Marrow, hold him there, we'll figure out what's up. We'll put him in cuffs or gravity cuffs because gravity dust best dust. But yeah, I like, you know, you want to know what the worst thing about this too was? He was going to shoot Marrow with the gravity dust gun. Like his black gun is the gravity gun. His white gun has the regular bullets. So I don't know what the fuck that would have done to him. Like, I don't know. But like, I've watched the Watts versus Ironwood fight enough to know the distinction between the two guns. But yeah, that was his gravity gun that he was about to shoot, and nobody, he's just running reckless, and there's no one around to help him. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to kind of see that, but 90% of people watching this show right now don't know what I just said. They don't know that Ironwood has a semblance that kind of almost inhibits his ability to act rationally or act with compassion or empathy in his heart. It kind of makes him like heartless. It basically gives him a steel heart where his actions can be done and he's not affected by the consciousness of his decisions, the weight of his decisions, or anything like that. And so I just wish that RWBY gave that a little bit more importance. And I don't know if they'll address this at RTX or anything, but that's something that I want to ask. Like, how do they feel? Like, how much influence did Ironwood semblance have over him during Volume 7 and especially this volume? And do they think that had any type of impact in how the community reacted to his decisions? Because I honestly think most people see him as this villain because of the fact that they don't really understand his mental state. And yeah, and so like I just wanted to put that out there because I think it's very interesting what's happening here. Like, it's gone more so from, like, I really just feel bad for Ironwood. Like, he's literally digging himself into he's literally, like, digging himself deeper and deeper with each of his actions, and I don't know if he has much agency when it comes to it. So yeah. Sorry for going on that ramble, that tangent, that, yeah, that rant, or just beelining my thoughts here, because this might be its own little video at this rate, but yeah, I just really, I love James. I love his character. I think that what they're doing with him, it's almost like a tragic, is very tragic, actually. It's what I put in my last video, but his actions are just getting worse and worse and worse, and I feel like him killing off all of his, you know what I mean? Like, even the Aesops, like, the only person that's really not affected by this, again, fuck Harriet, but it's Harriet Bree, right? You even see, like, Elm, she was like, I'm not completely in agreement with this either, but we have to follow orders. And then freaking Vine looks like he just aged like 10 years. This shot right here, he literally looks just like a skull. Like, he just looks like a freaking, he kind of looks like the skull emoji. But yeah, I don't know. And then, like, obviously Elm's having second thoughts now, so I think everybody else is going to defect, with the exception of Harriet Bree, because she's a dog to the military. And I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen from here. If he levels Mantle, it's going to be 10 times worse, because even if he doesn't level Mantle, taking the relic out, if someone else gets a hold of that relic and uses it for something else, Mantle's fucked anyway. The people are in those mines. The people in Atlas are in the fucking the tunnels. And so the tunnels is going to be the first impact, the first point of impact, along with the people that are in the tunnels, and just going to crush each other. And then everything's going to collapse on top of them. And that's the volume. That's the volume 8 finale. You know, Ironwood has no one to blame but himself. Because, I mean, there's a little bit of blame to go everywhere, right? Team RWBY, RWBY herself has a lot of introspective moments here, mentioning, like, she wasted a lot of time, you know? I won't say that they're completely in the wrong for distrusting Ironwood, but look at the situation. Look what happens when he's pushed. He really can't be trusted now. So yeah, those are generally my thoughts on the situation, on the severity of Ironwood's condition, his semblance, his mental health. I really wish RWBY did a better job at emphasizing this to the viewer base, because it's like there's so much gravity to his actions, and they're not excusable, but they at least let people sympathize or be a little bit more like they're able to pity him a little bit more, because it's like, I almost kind of feel bad because I actually don't know if this is all you right now. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on the situation with Ironwood. Once again, he's one of my favorite characters. I think there's a lot of stuff that can be unraveled now from Winter and Marrow's perspective, along with somebody like Crow and Robin. If Crow can, like, literally, like, level his fucking head out right now and not focus so much on just killing Ironwood, because that's the last thing that needs to be addressed here, because that's really going to push him. He's going to be like, I can't trust anybody, because now people are coming from my head. So we'll just have to wait and see. Sorry for going on that rant, guys. I love Ironwood. I truly enjoy his character, and there are just some things, like, I don't know if them mentioning his semblance tomorrow or in the, like, there's 3 chapters left, like, how, and if they don't mention it at all, it's like, well, why don't you think that's important to mention for his state? I don't know. It's tough. Small sausages, is it worth saving humanity if it destroys what makes us human? Exactly. Like, that's the whole point of, like, the director's philosophy, in my opinion. Right, it's like that's like the back and forth between the director and the counselor, and the director and the chairman. Like that very thing. It's like, well, you can't turn yourself into a monster to save humanity, because that's kind of like, you know, like, I don't know, and that's kind of how I feel about Ironwood right now. Kermit Clinton, this is something about this is something about the show that I hate. Ironwood really isn't a bad guy. He just needs help, but the show is treating him as if the show is treating him like he's a monster, and most likely that he did that he did like a monster, hated, forgotten, and disrespected. I think it's, I mean, I don't think they're treating him like a monster. It's just that there's a lot of nuance to the situation, and when you take that out, that's all you're kind of left with. You're kind of left with, oh, this is who Ironwood truly is. He's willing to kill people and do something really petty to get what he wants, when in reality, it's kind of like the thing he needs is being kept from him by a third party who really has no business or authority to keep the maiden from him, but you know, he's trying to leverage. He's pushing himself to that degree, but his semblance will push him up. The semblance will push him to that next level. But if you don't know about the semblance, all you kind of are left with is like, oh, well, yeah, he is just a shitty monster. You know? Because the weird thing about it is they don't talk about the semblance at all, but they telegraph it with his eyes. So it's like, The semblance is present in show, but you wouldn't know that unless they told you. So it's weird. Like they're doing like they're like half and halving it, which is kind of odd. And there lies my only real problem with Volume 8, lack of communication between the writers and the show. It's like we don't know what they have to remove versus what they leave in. But everything that they're putting in the show is important to the plot. They can't flesh out the show for whatever reason. I'm surprised that the show is still on like a 12 to 14 chapter run, like episode release. And I'm not going to pretend I know their rundown, how much money they make a year, how much it costs to produce an episode. I'm not in the know on that. So I'm not going to be the one to make that kind of entitled opinion about like, oh, the show's been going on for so long, why aren't the episodes longer? Well, technically the episodes are longer than they're longer than they've ever been, technically. And with 14 chapters, it's some of the longest the show has ever run. But at the same time, like if you had a bit more time, there's so much more you could jam pack in here. And I just don't know if it's like a mandate from their corporate overlords or if it's like a level of like the budget constraints of like, this is how much we can spend on animating and, everything else that goes into making the show. But yeah, this is something that they should have addressed. They should have put this in the show. Okay, give me a second. Let me get through some of these super chats. Let's see. Ethan Hartman. As far as I'm concerned, if it's not addressed in the show, it doesn't exist. Just watching the show, I'd assume he has no semblance and has major mental health issues, which in my opinion is what it should be. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely valid as well. It's like out of sight, out of mind. It's like, I don't know. I've never really experienced something like this. I'm pretty sure this happens like with like TV shows or movies or whatever. Like the season ends and then afterwards they're like, oh, by the way, this happened that we never addressed in the show. It's like, well, that has no bearing on my impression of the show. And technically that can kind of ruin a show after the fact, depending on what's revealed. But I don't watch enough TV shows or movies to know that. But this is like the first time that I'm like, I guess, experiencing it for the first time. Did you notice that the old racist lady from Mantle is holding the hands of the old bat? Yep. Didn't I tell you? Didn't we have that conversation in volume, or didn't we have the conversation earlier this volume? I was like, you just need time. You really need to be exposed to the things that you view with a different lens, like that you judge harshly without truly knowing. You know what I mean? Like, you talk shit about faunus and about like their animals and that they're disgusting creatures or all that because you don't really, you judge what you don't truly know. And being around them for a while, that probably opened up her eyes a lot to a lot of things. And I mean, realistically, that's how life really is, but no one's willing to give another person the time of day to really understand one another and just communicate. Let's see. Kasai Dex. Why is Ironwood okay with Winter arresting Marrow when Winter just let... So here's the thing. I think it's kind of like an she overwrote her past mistake of like, hey, I know I fucked up before, Ironwood, but look at me now. Like, I'm on your side. I'm not a traitor. I just made a really bad judgment call. Whereas he was about to shoot Marrow in the back. So I think I can understand why he's overlooking that previous thing, because that was his leverage to get Penny, but now he's figured out an even better way. It's like, and that's another thing too. He was gonna leverage the lives of Jean, Ren, and Yang. Lord knows he probably would have killed them if they didn't get Penny, and then he would have moved on to Mantle. You know what I mean? So he would have killed 3 huntsmen and then moved on to Mantle and then killed off Mantle. So yeah, I can see why mentally he's just willing to completely let that pass, because he's got a better plan in place of the thing that she did that costed him a plan. So, technically, fuck, man, this sucks. If Ozpin never did anything, the bomb would have gone off and Ironwood wouldn't have any backup plan. So, like, the fact that Ironwood did that and the fact that Winter let them go simultaneously led to the butterfly effect of Ironwood's current, like, decision making, which is super weird because this is like everything is completely like Ozpin doing that or Oscar doing that. Like, he wouldn't have known that these would have been the situations that were led to now. You know, they're probably thinking, huh, I wonder if that bomb was going to be used on the whale, but now it's being used on Mantle. Fuck, Ozpin, you should have just let them do it. But how would they have known, you know? There's a lot of serendipity that's happened in the show, in the last couple of volumes especially, like Gravity, for example. Cinder was not a part of any of the plans, but it got into Ironwood's head that Cinder was in on it. Hazel was probably there too when he wasn't. Like, and that was just all coincidental. All coincidental. Oh, wow. Hey, what's up, Neith? Just thought I'd drop by to say hi. Also, please enjoy the next episode. Some very interesting things are coming. Gotta run. Oh my god. Thank you so much for tuning in, dude. I appreciate it. You did really great this chapter. I've really enjoyed Ren's development this volume. Last volume, especially this one, like his little chat he had with Yang, a lot of the emotions with Ren this volume. But yeah, thank you so much, Neith. I appreciate you stopping by. Always appreciate the work you do for the show. And hopefully tomorrow's chapter is... Hopefully we make it through tomorrow's chapter. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, thank you so much, bud. Let's see. So yeah, long story short, Ironwood semblance, not the best. Not the best, dude. Not the best at all. It's a big sad all around, ladies and gentlemen. Man's dipped in, then yo, what up, Jerry? Yo, everybody's here today. Holy shit. Appreciate it. How you doing, bud? Wow. There's a lot of people here for the discussion. 1,100 people. That's crazy, dude. That's insane. I appreciate y'all's tuning in. We still have a lot more to talk about. I literally just spent like 20 minutes talking about Ironwood because I'm such a freaking simp for him. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, real quick. Is anybody else getting Volume 5 vibes from the Shini Manor now? I kind of feel like we've been in this manor for too long now. I swear to God, if we're here next chapter, I'm gonna be so pissed. Yeah, I literally, like, this, I saw this and I was like, oh my God, how many fucking times have we seen this room? How many times, like, of all of the, like, this is a freaking massive manor, dude. Like, we've seen, like, 2 rooms. We've seen 3 rooms, sorry. We've seen 4 rooms, sorry. We've seen a couple rooms, okay? We saw Whitley's room. Not Whitley's room, sorry. We saw Weiss's room, Willow's room, Jacques' office, and this, the opening area when you first come into the house, and this dining hall. And it's like, dude, this is a house base at Atlas, okay? I know, but it's like, we saw it in Volume 7, like, they're still here in Volume, like, how many episodes have they been here? Since Chapter 3? Yeah, they've been in this house since Chapter 3. Because that's when Nora, well, technically Chapter 4, I guess. But Chapter 3 is when Nora got wrecked. And then by Chapter 4, yeah, Chapter 4. So they've been here since Chapter 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They've been in this chapter. They've been in this house for 8 episodes already. I think it's time to move on, please. I mean, that was literally Volume 5. Like, they spent, like, 10 episodes in a house, and then they literally went to Leo's place. I think it was episode 10 that they went to Leo's place. So yeah. Hey, I'm just saying. Seen a lot of parallels now between Volume 5 and Volume 8. They also have 14 chapters. Both of them have 14 chapters. Both of them take place in the kingdom in question. Both of them have really long sequences where the group is stuck in one house. I'm just memeing, guys. Relax. I'm not that. I just noticed it, so I'm like, God, man, they're still here. Holy shit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, there was a chase scene as well. Yep, like Weiss and wait, was it Weiss? Hold on. Yeah, Weiss and the Queen Lancer, and then like them with the whatchamacallit, with the Hound going after Oscar. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Let's get past Ironwood at this point. I think we've talked about this long enough. Yeah, so we got the whole gang here. Big chillin' with good old Nicholas Schnee, good old Santa Claus over there. That was kind of cool. We got to see the full portrait now, which is pretty badass. That's such a cool ass freaking portrait of him. I really hope that Weiss is technically summoning a knight of her grandfather. I know that that's like a theory that not a theory, but that's like I guess it's a theory that we thought of last volume when we first saw that portrait. But I really hope that that's what it is. I really hope that Nicholas Schnee's armor is literally Weiss's summon. I think that'd be super badass, and it would just show that she like really loved her uncle her grandfather before he passed. But yeah, I just think that would be pretty badass. But yeah, everybody else is here. Blake also sitting in like a fetal position. I think that's like Blake's sitting pose, because she also has that sitting pose in volume, what is it, volume 2? When she's like in the room thinking about like the like everything that happened at the docks the previous volume. So yeah, that's kind of like Blake's thing, being she's just being a little Blakey. And then, you know, Emerald's throwing a little bit of shade at the protagonist right there, which is not that great, because she like what's really funny about this shot was like she said that, and then Yang was just like, yo, you talking shit? And she's like, yo, I don't want any trouble. It's like, talk shit, get hit. But yeah, she was really about to throw down, and Emerald was not about it. She was like, I retract that statement, I'm sorry. The last Roman, Nicholas Schnee looking like he's about to conquer the 7 kingdoms. Yeah, he might as well just freaking resurrect his... Wait, I'm almost convinced that that's her uncle, her I keep saying uncle, Jesus, her grandfather. Because like a summon is supposed to be like a revival of like the things that you've killed in the past. And like we know that from her trailer, she fought the armor, which was imbued with like a Grim, but that was like a test subject that was done at her like at like a Schnee facility base. So I wouldn't be surprised if they used the armor of like her like grandfather's armor. And like because he's also dead, it kind of makes sense that she brings him back to life to fight alongside her. That's kind of cool. No, Weiss killed her grandpa, confirmed. All right, let's move on, dude. I did not want to get... I knew someone was going to say it. Anyways, her grandfather is literally Santa Claus. Oh, sorry about that, Tyler. Give me 1 second. It's super hard for me to, like, keep up with all this. There's like 1,000 people in my chat. Okay, let's see. Aeon A. Writer. Hey, Arnold. Been a bit since I donated. Your live streams actually helped me with starting up video essay scripts for my favorite shows and games. Oh, that's great to hear. I'm terrible with scripts, so I don't know how that worked out for you, but that's great to hear. Great to know that you managed to get something out of the streams. I appreciate the super chat, appreciate the support. Glad to know that you're still tuning in and enjoying them. Thank you so much, bud. Hydro, hey dude, I've been pretty busy the past few weeks, so I haven't been able to tune in recently. Figured I'd stop by and say what's up, bro. Yeah, we're doing pretty great, Hydro. Well, if you can't tune into the long-winded streams, I just started doing like this new format where I upload like segments of my talking points as independent videos, and those have been doing really, really well. I've uploaded one a day for the last week, and I think I'm going to stick to that format moving forward, just so there's always something for people to check out, especially people who can't tune in the whole stream, or people who, or people that, I guess, at the end of the day aren't able to, or maybe people that just don't tune into the streams at all because it's not their cup of tea, but are able to digest like a 10-15 minute video. So if you're not able to tune into this the whole time, or any of them, moving forward, those bite-sized videos will be around. Tyler Gomola, I think I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong. Tyler, what do you think the over/under is on help from the other kingdoms arriving before the end of the volume? The other kingdoms that are coming to assist Atlas are literally going to show up as Atlas is already destroyed. Like, they're going to, like, go out, like, they're gonna, like, they're gonna go through the clouds, and then so here, I'm processing like 4 different thoughts at once, sorry. So you know how volume 6 ended, where they were like coasting through the air, and then like the clouds like parted, and then they saw Atlas? That's literally gonna be how it ends, except the reverse effect is gonna be like aid from Vacuo is coming, the smoke clear, like the clouds clear out of the way, and then it's just Atlas crushed on top of Mantle, and there's just blood and fire and Grim all over the place. I promise you that's what it's gonna be. I'm almost positive that's at least in my mind, that's how I'm envisioning it. Like, help's gonna get there, but they're gonna get there too late. Villain's gonna get the relics. Salem's gonna already be moved on elsewhere. And that actually might be how Team RWBY and company gets a free ride to the next kingdom, right? To Vacuo. Is that they'll probably get on one of these Vacuo ships and they'll make their way back, or Carrie said that there's going to be a detour in Volume 9, so they actually might go back to Patch maybe, because, you know, they sent out that signal and we saw like Tai Yang and Glinda and the shopkeeper, so maybe we'll make a little trip back to Patch, see the dad, I don't know, Team Stark flashback, that'd be great, before we head to Vacuo. But yeah, that's honestly what I'm thinking. Did you notice that RWBY was sitting in the exact same chair that Ironwood sat in? They both had to deal with new stressful information in that scene. Burn that fucking chair right now. That chair's literally cursed. Oh my god. I can't believe that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's where he found out about Ozpin's whole thing. That's also where he was dealing with Jacques Schnee's bullshit. Yeah, and now RWBY's like, this chair, fuck this, I'm out. Yeah, burn that chair, please and thank you. They said they want to save Atlas and Manto, but they spent the 7 episodes inside a house sipping tea. No, they weren't. They spent a decent amount of time. First off, both factions were doing different things. One faction went and did their objective, and then came back to the house because Nora got wrecked. And then they got attacked by the Hound. It's like, well... sorry, Hound. We've been in this house for 3 episodes. We're gonna have to take this fight elsewhere. You know? It's like, well, they're just waiting to hear back from the group. You know? There's only, like, 3 of them. You can't expect them to change everything in the kingdom when Jean, Yang, Oscar, Ren aren't around. They don't know if their Mantle plan worked out, all that other stuff. You gotta, I don't know, to each his own, I guess. Hello from Australia. Do you think we will see Oscar confront Ironwood about his actions against Mantle and everyone in the volume? Also, Oscar's mannerisms are more like Ozpin's. Yeah, I did notice that. I think Oscar confronting Ironwood, I think the bigger question is, how's Ironwood gonna respond to Oscar being around after he shot him off of the freaking the vault platform to his death? I think that's the bigger concern before we get any type of confrontation between Ozpin and Ironwood. But maybe. I don't think Ironwood's gonna be able to get through to him. I think it's gonna be too little too late, unfortunately. And if Ozpin was around prior, he should have spoke up sooner, honestly. But who knows? Let's see. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Emerald to turn back to turn her back on Team RWBY and company, considering her relationship. Wait, okay, hold on. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Emerald to turn her back on Team RWBY and company, considering her relationship with Cinder. There's going to be something going bad. I think her decision to switch sides is genuine. It's just Cinder coming back into the picture is going to put that to the test. I think that's... but we'll get to that. We'll talk about that when we get further. I don't want to jump around too much. Anyways. So this scene was really great. Ren and Nora's development throughout the series has been pretty solid for the most part. Obviously, there's always, you know, there's some things that are better than others. There's, like, the pacing could be a little bit better, but obviously, you have to cram everything into, like, an 8-minute show as early as Volume 1, and, like, a 20-minute show, they take stuff out, like they take things out of the show like Ironwood Semblance, so you don't know what's gonna make it and what isn't gonna make it for their development. But in terms of, like, these two characters, like, they've had a lot of rough patches, they've had a lot of grievances over the last 2 volumes, mainly from Ren's perspective of, like, and he really kind of comes clean and really tells everybody, like, what's on your mind, why are you acting up, why are you pushing us away, why are you being so aggressive and hostile and emotional to everything that we're trying to kind of work towards, right? We need to be unified, we need to be a team. And we've been talking about this for a while, right? We've been talking about this as early as last volume with the kiss between the two of them, and it's like, holy shit, they kissed, it's official, now we can move on. I kind of like this new approach that they're taking, because in most situations, right, in most situations with shows that deal with romance or relationships, at least from my perspective, I always felt like the kiss was the end-all be-all. Like, once you get that, that's it. Like, usually they do it at the very end of the episode, because then they don't develop it past that. And so, like, after they kissed last volume, I was like, okay, I guess this is it. I guess this is official. But then we started seeing a lot of the, you know, the rocky part of their relationship starts immediately, right? Because prior to that, they were already being super aggressive with everything that was going on in Mantle. Ren and Nora were already arguing before they got to that, before they got to the political rally. And that kiss that she did was spontaneous because, you know, she's been constantly swooning over this guy, and he hasn't really made any type of advances. He hasn't been communicating with her about anything, and he doesn't open up to her, and she took that shot, and he reciprocated. But then because of that kiss, a ton of people got killed, you know, and they were on guard duty. It's almost kind of like how Jean, everyone's like, Jean, you had one job when Pyrrha was, you know, screaming inside of that chamber, you know, for the transfer of Amber's powers, and everyone's like, Jean, why weren't you paying attention? It's because Jean cares about his goddamn teammate that's screaming for dear life inside of this contraption, and he has no idea what the fuck's happening. He doesn't know if Ozpin's hurting her or, like, what's going on, and he let his guard down for the sake of his friend, which led Amber to get killed and led Cinder to become the Fall Maiden. You can blame him all you want, okay? He at least showed compassion in his heart that he cared for his friend, okay? And so, you know, unfortunately for Ren, that kind of lived with him, because he even mentions it here. He's like, you know, I felt like I wasn't good enough for the Aesops. I felt like, you know, the thing that happened at the rally also was weighing down on me, and I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And he's been angry, and he's been carrying this burden the whole time. And meanwhile, throughout this volume in particular, like, Nora's been going through a lot of, like, introspection, because they've been together since Kuro Yuri, and she finally started talking about, I mean, it wasn't the backstory everybody was hoping and expecting, right? But at the very least, she mentions that it seems like her mom, like, left her to fend for herself. She was like, when my mom ran from the Grim and left me behind, you found me. Now, when we got introduced to Nora, she was already, like, eating out of the trash, so I don't know if she was already abandoned at that point, or if her and her mom were just already like homeless and fending for themselves. And then during like when the Nuclevi came into Kuroyuri, she got separated from her mom. And I think maybe that's what she was referring to, because she was under the house by herself. So she was obviously separated, but we've never seen her with a mom before. So Mama Valkyrie, R.I.P. You're up there in Valhalla living your best life at this point, hopefully. As for Nora, she's dealing with some real relationship situations and probably could have used your help right about now. But yeah, she mentions that like they've always been together. It's always been Ren and Nora. And it's never just been Nora. And Nora doesn't really know what that looks like. And for the first time, I was like, wow, this is really, really like grounded. Because a lot of times you would expect it to just work out. Like, you know, shit's tough, but we'll figure it out, Nora. I can't live without you. You can't live without me. Okay, we're a thing. Nora confirmed. We'll figure out your life, your current grievances down the road. You know, I feel like a lot of times, like, character A and character B getting together is almost more important than establishing the fact that both of them need to be good, right? There was this one saying that my health teacher, of all teachers, in high school said, and it always stuck with me. He was like, how could you ever love somebody if you don't love yourself first? And I was like, holy shit, that's like, my health teacher was spitting straight facts. Mr. Giamavo, my dude. But yeah, like if you're not good, there's no way that you're going to be able to, and it's like Nora said, be the partner that your partner needs you to be. If you're like, if you don't got your shit together, there's no way you're going to be able to handle somebody else's in a long-term relationship that you're hoping to be together forever and all that other stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I don't think I've ever seen a show that really does that. Not saying that they're not out there, it's just I've never, you know, I don't watch a lot of shows, so I'm not really exposed to that. But like seeing Ren and Nora together, and, you know, seeing them throughout the series, you know, from volume 1, you know, the Beacon arc, the Mistral arc, the Kiss of last volume, and being like, okay, they're together. This is great. This is awesome. I wonder where this is going to go from here. And then them taking a detour and being like, yeah, I've been thinking a little bit, and I realized that I'm not okay. And I really need to figure my shit out before I can commit to a relationship where we can meet each other halfway, 50-50. And I like that it wasn't even like a rejection thing, right? Because I was like, it's not like you got rejected or anything. If anything, she was saying like, I'm very much interested, but I need to get my shit together. Will you wait for me? And he was like, that's okay. And I was like, wow, that's so fucking good. I don't know. I just feel like that's like some real shit that a lot of people feel like they can't take that risk of like, will someone really wait for me while I get my shit together? You know what I mean? Because it's usually like people are always living fast. It's like, okay, we got to do this here and now. We'll figure it out in the, you know, as we go, and then things kind of fall apart. But yeah, I don't know. I just really, really liked this between them two, because they're not on good terms right now. Like, even Ren's realizing, like, apologizing for a lot of the things he did. So he also has some areas that he needs to improve on as well. You know, it's not going to be all made up just because you apologized. That's something that you have to actively make sure doesn't happen again, because not only did you do it to your partner, you did it to your teammate. You did it to Jean as well, and Jean was just trying to help. So I just really liked the entire aspect of this scene here. You know, Nora was also feeling like really like beating herself up about, you know, all I do is just make jokes and swing a stupid hammer around, like, and not to play devil's advocate, but she does do that a lot, you know. Raven, crow, they're birds. Cracked it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. That's Nora's shtick. She's the super bubbly, energetic, you know, mile-a-minute girl that we all know and love from the very moment we saw her, you know, with her, like jumping all over the screen and Ren just trying to brush his teeth in the morning, you know? But, like, characters change. You can't have that one character the entire time and expect it to work. And eventually, even Nora's getting sick of her old antics, you know? So I like that. I like how like they feel so developed, like they're growing up, you know, and I don't know. I just really, really like that. I don't really know what else to say. I appreciate that attitude, and I appreciate that message that these two are kind of putting out there, because a lot of people don't really take that kind of advice when it comes to relationships. They always feel like, well, we got to deal with this. It's either we're together or we're not together. You know, it's funny too, because they're always like, you know, Ren and I aren't together. They're literally not together, but they're together. You know what I mean? Like, they're working on themselves, but you know, they're obviously waiting for each other until that point. So I just really, really liked how this was handled. Poor Jean, by the way. One thing that I will say that I really liked, first off, it kind of felt like, oh no, mom and dad are fighting again, and he's just caught in the middle. But no, like, you know what this reminds me of? Like, that second part right there where Jean realizes what's happening, and he's like, okay, these two are kind of having a moment here. I have no business being in this. This is a very mature situation that requires both of them to talk, and I'm not gonna make it awkward. I'm gonna head out. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the scene in Volume 3 where Jean and Pyrrha were having that. It was the episode Destiny, where Jean and Pyrrha were having that talk on the side of the on the cafeteria, like outside, and Nora comes up and she sees them and she's like, come on, Ren, let's go back to the fairgrounds. I'll win you another stuffed animal. Like absolute wingman. She's like the perfect wingman in that situation for them two to have a moment. And then Jean was like, yo, I got you, fam. And he's like, I remember when you had me at Beacon. I got you. And he's like, all right, let me go figure out what the hell I'm going to do. So I remember that scene and I was like, oh my God, this is so great. But yeah, I just thought this entire scene was really well done. You know, completely understandable that Nora would be like beating herself up about it. And I love how Ren like reassures her, like, no, this was all me. And like, obviously, like, Nora's not a bad person for, you know, for having this moment of introspection. It's just like, you know, if you feel like that's what you need, then, and also like just finally, Ren says the 3 words, I love you. You know, it's like, yeah, we knew that. You're just not good with words. You know, you don't do words good. But, yeah, when she started talking about her mom and then she was like, but, I was like, okay, things are taking a turn in a way that we weren't expecting. You know, I honestly was watching this and I was like, okay, she loves him. He just said he loves her. They're going to be together. And it's like, we're going to have to put that on hold because first off, we have a war to fight. Second of all, I'm not doing so hot. And you seem to be doing a lot better now than you've ever been. But, you know, if this is going to work, I need to figure out my shit by myself. And will you wait for me? So I really liked how they dished this, how they dealt with this scene in particular. I thought it was very grounded. It was very real. I think it's something a lot of people can learn from and take into consideration that you don't have to jump into a relationship if you're not, especially if you're not ready. You know, if there's a lot of shit that you got to deal with yourself. And you learn that as you get older. Usually it's relationships that help people develop and figure out what works for them and what doesn't. But you never want to be like, oh, I came out of a terrible relationship, but I did learn a thing or two. You know what I mean? Like, usually you'd want to make sure you're good so it minimizes those tough conflicts or those tough situations. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a live and learn kind of thing. It's just, I mean, Nora's mature enough to realize, like, hey, yeah, I gotta figure this shit out now. And they have their whole lives together. Fingers crossed now, like, that you fucking confirmed and like made their emotions and feelings very clear to each other. Don't you fucking do anything to Renora, RWBY, because that's gonna be an absolute dick move for you. I mean, it's your show, do whatever, but that ain't gonna go over very well. That's gonna be absolutely tragic and heartbreaking. And then, of course, the iconic boop return. So my boy Ren just returned that boop from Volume 1, by the way, if anyone didn't realize that. He was like, hold on, I got something in my pocket. Hold on. There you go. I just booped all of you guys. I just booped all 1,138 of you in chat. You're welcome. But yeah, I liked it. I liked this scene. I liked this moment. I thought it was very tender, very sweet, very grounded, very real. I expect it from no other characters than these two in their current situation. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this, and now we're gonna get Nora alone. We're gonna get like a Zuko flashback, like OVA sequence of Nora just living her life out in the wilderness and just like leveling up and figuring her shit out, and then coming back and be like, Ren, I love you. Let's be together. But yeah, overall, like I said, I just really liked this scene, and I'm just glad that things are on better, like they're on better terms with each other. I really appreciate that. There's a fingerprint on the camera now? No, there isn't. You stop that right now. How dare you? I just got booped by Arnold. I died. I died. Hey. I do that because I love you, chat, all right? Also, 7-shot revolver. Thank you for the $15 boop. Mine was free, but I guess yours costed you. I mean, I'm just joking. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's an expensive boop. Didn't I see this scene on Twitter? Yeah, Twitter was like, when you're when you know you're the third wheel, it's like, yeah, Rooster Teeth. That was the joke, by the way. God, the official RWBY Twitter account, they're like fucking boomer status. I'm sorry. I don't know who runs that account. I apologize if they take offense to what I just said, but like, that is not it, dude. Where are the polls? Where's the polls? Where's like the topic of conversations for like weekly discussions? Meanwhile, they're just like, when you leave your chicken tendies in the oven for too long, and it's a gif of Salem running. It's like feels weird, man. Like, what? First off, who calls them chicken tendies? They're chicken tenders, goddammit. Second of all, I don't know. I look at the Twitter handle and I'm just like, every day I'm just like, I've had enough. This ends now. I've had enough. Give me the fucking account. If you don't use Twitter, you're not missing out. I'm just saying. She says she's sure, she's the jokester, but she's the one that stood up to Ironwood about the martial iron mantle. Also, she basically saved a maiden from being captured. Yeah, I mean, and that's what Ren was getting at. He was like, you know, you do a lot. You know, a lot of the stuff that you did, you were thinking about other people. You weren't even putting yourself first. You were putting other people first. Like, what you do has merit and is worth the effort that you put into it, and you shouldn't discount yourself for that just because, you know, you're feeling bad about our situation. That was my fault, my bad. I take full responsibility for that. But don't discredit all of the accomplishments and things that you've achieved just because, you know, it's still like that shit's worth. That shit's what makes you who you are. You know, that's why Ren said, he was like, that you know, that's what I love about you. That's why I love you, because you're such a giving, careless person, and you should never discount that, you know? I'm not crying, you're crying. Phoenix Knight pointed out that in the intro for Volume 8, a pink petal left Ren's hands and Nora failed to catch it. He said this was the he said that this was foreshadowing it. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, yeah, because I mean, he just looked at her and those were the petals themselves. Wow, that was foreshadowing Ren's semblance, low-key. I just realized that. Holy shit. Like, we didn't know that's what his semblance was gonna be, so we just thought the petal was like Ren's emblem is like a lotus. It has lotus petals, so we thought that was maybe like something revolving Ren. But like Nora not catching it, it's like Nora's not all there yet, but Ren's got you, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if that's what they were getting at, but that's kind of cool if that's the case. I ship it. I hope you ship it. Who hasn't shipped Renora? I don't You know what's really weird? Like, not weird. I shouldn't say. I call them tendies. Do you? Oh God. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not judging you. It's just I've never heard. I've always. Oh my God. Everyone in chat calls them chicken tendies. Am I the oddball? Am I the weird one? No. I call them chicken tenders. Them chicken nugs. Yeah, I'll just call them dank nugs, dude. Them dank nugs. I call it lunch. Okay, Dan. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Dino nuggies. Okay. I've never heard them called tendies in my life before that Twitter account, and I was just like, all right, Ruby Twitter, y'all are big booming right now. Hey, so me and a bunch of my friends had this really funny inside joke about this scene here. So if you look at Crow, first off, this man, hold on, let me back up real quick. This man literally grabs his whole ass sword, in sword form, by the way, not even folded up. So here's what Atlas did, right? Here's what Atlas did. Look how courteous this kingdom is, right? They arrested Ironwood. They arrested Robin. They threw their asses in the prison cell, or in the ship. They flew them to Atlas. They get thrown in the prison cell. Meanwhile, they're like, all right, clearly Crow did it. His blood, Clover's blood, his weapon. There you go. Clip it and ship it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, someone's going to have to clean all the blood off of the sword and then put it nice and neat in the locker and just leave it there. Like, someone literally cleaned this man's sword. Wait, did I say arrest Ironwood? I don't know why. Okay, my brain's like broken right now. They arrested Crow and Robin. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me right now. They should arrest Ironwood, honestly, but no one has the balls to do that because you ain't gonna arrest Iron Daddy. You don't call him Ironwood for nothing. But yeah, like, the sword looks bigger than the fucking locker, number one. And number two, this was, oh, hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh. Well, I think I broke it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Another joke that we had in this first shot right here, right? One of my friends was like, dude, it sucks to be Crow right now because his semblance is so bad that his bad luck made him have to open every single one of those lockers before he found his in the very last one. And I thought that shit was really funny. Like, it was literally in the last, like, all these other lockers are open. He's like, not in here, not in here, not in here. Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh, and it's in its whole ass sword form. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Really convenient. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. And I was like, yeah, I'll definitely relay that to chat because it seems like the case. And it's pretty unfortunate. It's like, damn, dude. Yeah. It kind of sucks being Crow, not gonna lie. Yeah, so Crow's whole thing right now I'm just thinking, like, why are you gonna kill Ironwood? Like, I really don't see the logic in Crow's mindset, and I don't know if it is because he's the brainless scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz at this point, because he's, like, I get it, right? He's like, I gotta kill the man who put us here. And I understand he feels the need to kill Ironwood because Ironwood gave the directive, which led Clover to go to arrest them, which led into that three-way fight with Tyrion, which led to Clover getting killed. But there were some dumb mistakes made all around. First off, Tyrion should have always been the #1 target, no matter what. No matter the circumstance, no matter the context. Like, Tyrion should have always been the #1. If Clover wants to be, like, a fucking Boy Scout and decide, oh, nope, Crow is my target, not Tyrion, not the homicidal maniac of a killer who, I don't know. But the thing is, too, like, Crow doesn't know Ironwood's current state. I also don't know if he knows, well, I guess now he knows that he's willing to blow up Mantle, but he still wanted to kill him prior to that. So I do like how Robin is kind of acting as, like, his foil right now. She's like, yo, there has to be a better way. I'm not about to just kill somebody to get, you know, to have things be fixed, you know? And then she starts relaying the fact that, like, you know, the whole point of why you're even here, you know, is because you're hurting and you want to try to find a way to make that better. But I really feel like these characters are so far removed from where they were in Volume 3, where it was literally like a brotherhood, right? It was Crow, Ozpin, Ironwood, Galinda. And even when they first came to the kingdom, like, Ironwood just gave Crow a fucking hug. Like, bro, I love you. I miss you. It's so good to see you. I'm not even joking. Like, it's been tough. And now they want to kill each other. And I'm just like, how did we get here, dude? Like, how did we get here? I know how we got here, right? A lot of fucking lying, keeping the truth from each other, the enemy being inconspicuous and very, very stealthy in their approach, and a really bad semblance. But all that aside, like, figuratively, how did we get here, man? Like, how is no one able to see through the fucking bullshit and just be like, bro, we're homies. We got to stick together. Like, let's talk it out real quick. I really think Ozpin needs to come through. Like, if Ozpin doesn't come through, we're fucked. Like, all hope is lost. And even then, like, I really think Ironwood might be a little too far gone. But, like, I like how Robin relates to him, like, yo, ultimately, I'm not saying you're the better huntsman because you're the one who's alive and Clover's the one that's dead. But, like, Clover was focusing on the rules, right? Just remember their, like, right, like, and Robin has context to say that too, right? Remember out in the tundra, she was like, we need those supplies for Mantle, and y'all are taking our supplies that are helping us survive. We got this big fucking hole in Mantle. All the Grimm are just like, anybody home? Free food? All right, let's go. And they, like, a gaping hole in Mantle, and they're like, you know what's more important than fixing that? The Amity Project. And then like, she comes across Clover, and Clover's like, well, I hope you win the election, and hopefully you can inspire some true change. Good luck with that. Yeah, we're gonna head out now. So in her eyes, she's like, well, Clover was never about helping people. He was about being a Boy Scout and, like, following the rules, you know what I mean? Whereas Crow was trying to help people. And obviously during that moment, he was kind of caught up in it too, because he was alongside Clover. And he was just trying to be like, all right, we don't really have to fight. We can hash this out some other way. We can figure out a plan. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this whole situation's fucked. Really quick though, for chat, who do you think came out of the elevator? Like, who do you think? I already gave my thoughts on it, and I think it's safe to say that it's Winter and Marrow, right? Like, they're on the floor where the stockades are, right? Where the prison cells are. Their prison cell was destroyed. That doesn't mean that's the only prison cell. They clearly have others. So I think that's where she was going with Marrow. Elevator door opens, and it's like, oh shit, we're all kind of not in favor of Ironwood's current mindset and approach to his plans and all that stuff. So let's form a team. Yo, it's CL. Yo, let's go. Yeah, you guys are wrong. Low-key, it's actually Ciao Soleil that's there, by the way. Just saying. That'd be fucking pog, dude. It's Tai Yang and Raven Bronwyn. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I'm sorry. I'm sorry you think that. It's Zwei. Oh, God. Hey, I almost, yeah, I'm sticking with Marrow and Winter, okay? It's the only logical explanation. What team would that be? Team Chrome? CRWM, pronounced chrome, and obviously chrome being a color. Yeah, I'll allow it. You guys say chrome, I'll allow it. Wait, team RQWM, what's that? Remember, the name has to be a color, remind you of a color, sound like a color, and there's another one. It's got to be a color. Requiem? Is that a color, though? It doesn't make me think of a color. Also, really? Robin's the team leader? Yeah, it's not a color? Yeah, I figured. If it's not a color, it can't be the team name. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. Monty made that rule. Okay, take it up. Take it up with the RWBY Bible. It's also in the RWBY Bible, so you got to take it up with the gospel truth. And I don't think you want to do that, okay? Is funky a color? Okay. Like I said, it has to be a color, sound like a color, make you think of a color, and there's a fourth one, but I can't remember what the fourth one was. Oh, it inspires color, like a JoJo reference. Yeah. Yeah, or I guess I forgot the fourth. I forgot what the fourth rule is. Wait, there's only 3? I thought there was 4. You know, RWBY loves they love doing things in 4s, so I thought there was 4 rules to the color rule. Yeah, honestly, Team Funky, that makes me that reminds me of like 80s disco, which is all about like lights and like flashy color, like literally like the like Neon Cat, like her color scheme, that's literally what reminds me of like Funky. Also, I banged my elbow. Oh, that hurt. They call it a funny boom, but it's not funny when you hit it. Ugh. Okay, anyways, moving on. Let's see. It's so funny when someone when everyone dumps on the RWBY Twitter, the account. It's not very good. Yeah. The RWBY Twitter account, not very cash money of them to be putting out like boomer content like that. I do not approve. Barbara Roos, boop you back, Arnold. Love your streams. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, Zach Feifel, here's my nitpick. When Robin tells Crow, you did what was right instead of you did what you thought was right, bugs me because teaming with Tyrion and getting Clover killed was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, I can't hold you for that. I think maybe she means in general, like he was trying to stop Clover from fighting before he made that deal with Tyrion. You know, it's like, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I could see that being an issue. She agrees with him, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. Mike J, hey Arnold, thank you for the super chat, guys. I appreciate it. Mike J, thank you for the $15 Canadian. Hey Arnold, if it really is Winter and Marrow in the elevator and they end up fighting again alongside Crow and Robin, I'd preemptively like to dub them Team Chrome. Well, I mean, someone beat you to the punch. People have been saying Team Chrome for like the last week, ever since that happened, but I will allow it. All right, because I'm a merciful individual, and that's a pretty generous super chat. So, in the interest of fairness, I think, guys, I think we can definitively call them Team Chrome. Okay, making that judgment call here and now. I don't have a gavel, so I'm just gonna slam my desk with my hand. Anyways, thank you for the super chat, Mike. Pigeon Power, calling it now, Arnold. Believe it's not going to be Winter and Marrow. I'm betting it's either going to be Team RWBY members with Penny, or, much less likely, Crackpot Theory, Clover's... Yeah, I don't think it's that one, buddy. I don't think it's Clover's body being transported. I mean, this happened, like... We saw his body, like, 2 days ago. I don't think it's that. I honestly think, well, whoever's in the elevator is coming out of the elevator, and Team RWBY and company is still at the house. So I don't think, I'm sorry, I don't think it's either of those. I heard Arnold was giving Hunter's crack theory shade. Wait, what? The only thing I said about Hunter... Wait, what? I said something about Hunter earlier. What was it about Hunter? Oh, about him talking about the Nevermore looking down into the freaking the subway, and he's like, anybody home? I was watching the stream when he did that, and I thought that was really funny. I don't know what crack theory you're talking about. We unless it was about Tai Yang and Crow Bronwyn, yeah, then he got dragged. Like, it's Winter and Marrow for sure, but Hunter wanted it to be Raven. Oh, yeah, then he's wrong. Yeah, I dragged his ass. I dragged everybody in chat, by the way. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, someone said it's Raven and Ty, and I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you're wrong. And you know what? If it is them two, damn, dude. If it is them two, I'm never gonna live it down. Y'all are never gonna let me live it down. It's like, oh, no, remember that one time you were absolutely wrong? And you dragged us, and we were right? Because the VOD here proves it. And it's on the internet, and it'll always be here. Bro, I'm going with Team Requiem. Y'all are gonna have to hold me back. Come at me. Hey, Requiem sounds cool, but hey, the color rule is the color rule. Anyways, let's continue onward. So, I literally put out the video the other day. And I mean, I put out the video the other day, but realistically, we had this conversation 2 chapters ago when Dark came out. Actually, 3 weeks ago, because there was that extra 1-week delay. So, we had the conversation when the Houndgrim was revealed to be a silver-eyed faunus. And they definitely noticed. I'm really surprised they noticed. I like how they kind of did it. Right? They didn't reiterate something that the audience already knew. For this scene, it's like, hey, by the way, we were caught up off screen, but here's the new information that we're relaying forward. Blake told me that you guys took down this hound. Did she tell you what it was? Yeah. And you know what's interesting? I mean, it's not interesting, but it's just very understandable. From Yang's perspective and Tai Yang's perspective of how they both, they've both really tried to protect RWBY from, like, her silver eyes. I remember in Volume 3, when RWBY was brought back from the fall of Beacon, and, you know, she was on, you know, she just regained consciousness, and her father was sleeping in the chair, and he's like, you're awake. And he was like, you know, you did a number on that thing, but it's not dead. It's still attracting Grim to the school. And then she's like, I did what? It's like, you said I did a number on it. What did you mean? And then he was like, that's not important right now. What matters right now is that you're safe. And you reflect to now when RWBY asks her, did they tell you about what it was? And she was like, yeah, they did. It's like, you know what that means then? And Yang was trying to deflect and be like, that's not important right now. And RWBY just, like, cut to the chase. She was like, all right, cut the bullshit. We both know what that means. We got to talk about this. And they said mom for the first time in response, in reference to Summer Rose, which was, I don't know, it's just very, like, we've known that, like, she has a mom for so long, but hearing RWBY say mom for the first time was so weird. Like, not in a bad way, but it's just like, it's the first 8 volumes and we're hearing her say mom for the first time, like, obviously we've known how Yang feels about Summer, and she also mentioned, to Salem, like, oh, my mom, Summer Rose. But yeah, this is, like, really the first time RWBY's, like, talking about her mom, and it's such a sad predicament too, because she's talking about her mom in context to, that's why mom died, that's what happened to her, that's why she never came back. And, and she put together the pieces that the community has been talking about for the last couple of weeks, which is the fate of a silver-eyed warrior. And I put up that independent video. Like I said, I put up that independent video a couple days ago, but we talked about it back during Chapter 8 when Dark first came out, of, like, if the Hound, if the whole purpose of the Hound was that it's because it's a silver-eyed warrior, and this thing's super intelligent, and it's super ferocious, and it's multifaceted, and it has a bunch of different, you know, and it's super versatile in how it fights and everything. Salem basically combined the two forces. She combined the God of Light's creation with the God of Darkness's creation. She combined the Grim essence with the Silver Eyes and created something brand new in this Grim. And we talked about that. You know, we went through the whole song and dance of like, well, let's go down the list of every silver-eyed person in existence. This has been happening probably fairly recently, like in RWBY's lifetime, because prior generations, Maria was being hunted to be killed, but now she's doing this. So I wonder if Summer Rose was the first experiment, and because it worked out in some capacity, right? Summer has gone missing. We haven't seen her presence. We haven't seen any other Hound Grim. You know, we don't know if she's stored somewhere, like in a special, like not a vault, but like in like one of Salem's like stored away rooms or something like that, like a secret weapon that she'll pull out when she needs it. But this guy was a recent experiment, and that's what she said to Cinder. She was like, an experiment. So far, I'm pleased with the results. So Summer must have been a different experiment. Maybe she was an experiment that went wrong. Maybe she was a failed experiment. Ruby said mom in volume 3. Yeah, I guess you're right. But I guess in like she's, yeah, but wasn't she talking to her mom? She was like, hey mom, you know? I mean like she's talking about her mom, not to her mom. You know what I mean? Like she's just saying that's what happened to mom, but she's talking to someone. That's what I meant. Not that the word mom's never come out of her mouth. But yeah, so like ultimately, like it's crazy that like basically what we've been thinking about really kind of was hit home. And what makes this scene really great is that this is kind of like, this is like a first for RWBY. She's openly talking about something that she's really kind of repressed and kept down for a while. She's never talked about her mom. She's never gotten like emotional to this degree. She's never shown any level of grief or grieving for her mom, and it's just upsetting. It's very unfortunate that like this is the time. Like now she kind of is putting the pieces together like we are, and she's coming to the conclusion that what happened to her mom was a terrible fate that is probably worse than death at this point. You know, her demeanor changed, her voice changed, and her whole attitude and outlook on the entire situation, you know, because then she immediately starts pushing back on like everything that she did was wrong, and she wasted time, and her plan didn't work, and this was all wasted, you know, basically just a big waste of time overall, even though like she was optimistic when everybody else was like, well, fuck, we're not gonna be able to get anything done, you know? And I think this is a great first step. I think they took it even a step further when Penny made the call to be like, kill me and I can make sure the power goes to you, because I think that's a loss that RWBY wouldn't be able to handle, especially because it's direct and it's going to affect her now and for the long term, whereas something like losing her mom at such a young age, you can't really process it the same way that you would if you process, say, losing Pyrrha or losing Penny like she did, but now having a second chance, and this next death could be her last, you know, because Pietro doesn't have enough aura, and, you know, if something happens to Pietro, this is the last Penny, and Penny's compromised, so there's just a lot of potential development to see RWBY be pushed further and further, and be more open to her emotions, and be open more to expressing those emotions, and I like that they did that here, because we haven't, like, and that's something that a lot of people think that, you know, RWBY's this very static character. While a lot of other characters have changed, right? Nora's gone from like this happy-go-lucky, bubbly character who cracks jokes and is there just to be like the light of the moment. Now Nora's kind of evolving. She's realizing, okay, I can't just keep being this one-off thing. Like I need to kind of find myself and figure out who Nora is and make those changes. Ren as well. Ren was very docile, very silent, very one-dimensional when we first met him, and he's gone through his emotions. And look at Weiss, volume 1 Weiss to now, and I mean, granted, that was Weiss's whole thing. Like, Weiss's entire development was to become that dynamic of an evolution over time. But RWBY's always been this, this character who's gone through certain things, right? She lost Pyrrha. She witnessed Pyrrha's death. She witnessed Penny's death. She almost saw Jean get killed by Cinder. She almost saw her friends get killed by, by the apathy. And she's always tried to do her best to help her friends, to protect them. And, what better person to give the silver eyes to, or to have silver eyes than her. But a lot of people's main issue with RWBY is that pain or that struggle that would usually keep someone down for a while is always short-lived with her. She saw Pyrrha die, she saw Penny die. We don't really see that. We've never really seen how that weighs down on her, like we saw it from Jean, like we saw more of that from Jean. And I think maybe it was because the situation was different with him because, Pyrrha was someone that really cared for him, someone that believed in him, someone that helped him see the best in himself, someone that ultimately showed her affections for him at the very last minute, and someone that died trying to do what was right and try to protect everyone. And we saw how that warped Jean and turned him into a very cynical individual. He wanted to train harder. He had a chip on his shoulder. He had it out for Ozpin and for Crow and everyone, thinking that they forced that on Pyrrha. And he kind of pushed his teammates away too. And he wanted revenge on Cinder. And, his emotions kind of got the better of him. And it wasn't until Volume 3 that he was able to kind of put all of that away. And I really want that for RWBY. I'm still of the mind that we're going to see that from her. We're going to see another Hound-esque Grimm. She's going to use her silver eyes on it, and it just might be her mom. Or Salem will come back and start spitting some more facts about Summer to RWBY and to Yang and really fuck with their heads. Or something might happen to Crow, because Crow's in this situation with Ironwood and Winter and Robin and, and like he's in Atlas right now. And if something happens to him, her only other family, like another important pivotal part of her life, her family, losing Crow could really do a number on her, and Yang. But yeah, I think a lot of the things that Yang is telling her is important to remember. RWBY's childish, and yeah, I guess blind optimism is childish and foolish in of itself, but no optimism means that you've already lost. Like, that's, like, someone there has to be like, we can do this, because if no one out here is chanting that shit, then what's the point? That's what everyone else is going to be thinking, and yeah, her plan didn't completely work, but it didn't completely fail either. They still managed to get the signal out. Things just kind of fell off from there, and obviously we had influences like Ironwood and Cinder and everybody else, be a contributing factor to why her plan didn't work out. Similarly to how, Salem, messed up their plans, the Aesops messed up their plan, messed up like Yang's plans and all that stuff. So things weren't great on either side, but I just loved this scene. Another reason why I really love this scene is because we had a really genuine sister moment that we haven't really had from these two in a while. I would say probably since they reunited at the end of during Volume 5, which was more so of like seeing each other for the first time since like the fall of Beacon and everything that happened and how they parted ways and how they've been separated for so long. So them getting this moment was very well, like, was really needed, and it just shows that like Yang is the big sister who's looking out for her little sister, and she wanted to keep her safe and not have her go into that realm of like, okay, I know what that means for Summer, but I don't want RWBY saying that, because that's already traumatic enough, and RWBY was more collected in revealing that than Yang was, because you have to think about it, like Yang was the mom to RWBY. Summer was both of their moms, so it's kind of like, it's a heartbreak for her, because it's like, well, that's what happened to my mom, but then your heart kind of has to break for RWBY too, because it's like, that's just something you don't want them to go through. You know what I mean? That's just another piece of your innocence that's just stripped away from you. And I guess at this point, they've, everyone else in the show is pretty much an adult. Like, they've gone through enough things that would make anybody mature really quickly. But yeah. Is it just me, or does RWBY and Yang's hug look forced? Like RWBY didn't want to hug? Well, the thing is, like, like Ruby's just in her emotions right now, and just being hugged like that is kind of like a, it's not that it was forced. I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean right here. Like, RWBY doesn't want to embrace those emotional feelings that she's feeling. She doesn't want to like break down and cry because that's how she feels. And if she gives herself that moment, that will happen. So she's trying to stay strong. And like, you can see it when she's like, when she starts getting teary-eyed and she starts like gritting her teeth. It's like, it's painful. You know what I mean? And like, Yang is still being confident in the fact that like, our mom took a risk. It didn't work out, but she's my hero for that. And she should still be your hero for that too, regardless of how she met her fate. You know, but she did that to protect people. She did that to make a difference. The same reason why you became a huntress. The same reason that you're a silver-eyed warrior. You're probably going to follow in her footsteps and be just as much of a huntress as she was. And you will probably be the difference that's made. So I just really liked the scene overall. I just love the fact that they put together what we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks before this reveal. So the fact that we're on the same level here, like the characters are on the same level, the writers are on the same level, the theorists are on the same level, and at this point, it's really how they go forward from here. There's probably other silver-eyed warriors out there. There's a lot more opportunities for them to kind of be traumatized by this and not like a one-and-done Hound Grimm. But yeah, or RWBY can be captured and she'll see firsthand the same things her mom went through. And if she does get captured, I can easily see Summer, like the reveal of Summer, how she died being relayed to RWBY from Salem. Like maybe Salem gives the backstory of like, oh, this is what happened to your mother. This is what I did to her. And then we get the explanation of that. That would be really interesting too if it takes it that far for RWBY. I don't know about her losing her eye and all that, you know, the whole eye for an eye situation. But yeah, I don't know. I just really liked this scene as well. It was very wholesome, very needed for these two characters, a big point of interaction for them too. And much needed, like, they got the ball rolling with RWBY right now. I know that everybody wants RWBY to be like mentally destroyed and broken because, you know, everyone wants to see an underdog. Everyone wants to see someone pushed, because realistically, it's only when you hit rock bottom that you are exposed to the most amount of change, right? It's like when you hit rock bottom, you got nothing else. You need your friends to pick you back up. And I've been there too. Like, I've been to the point in my life where I was like at the fucking lowest of the low. And looking back, I've grown so much from that. And it's because when you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. And so I know a lot of people want that. I don't know how far Rooster Teeth is willing to take that for RWBY as a character. I don't know if it's going to happen now, if it's going to happen along the road. I feel like if any time it's going to happen, it probably would be within these next 3 chapters. But yeah, I think this is a great point. I think this is a great point for giving us these points, giving us these moments with RWBY that we haven't really seen. And just keeping the ball rolling with it, and putting it into like a meaningful, I don't know, channeling it in a meaningful way. And I think it might be Penny giving herself up to potentially give RWBY the power, but I still think that there's too many anomalies. Like Cinder can siphon it. If she gets hacked and then destroyed, Penny won't have any agency to decide who gets the power, and it might go to the person who kills her, which could be Cinder still. There's a lot of different things, but overall, with this scene between RWBY, Rose, and Yang Xiaolong, absolutely loved it. Loved the talk about Summer Rose. Loved that we got RWBY's emotional side of it to just see how she's handled the emotional trauma over the years, and there's still some more development for that as well, especially if we talk about Ty, and like he gives the explanation to the kids because he's obviously kept a lot of things from them being in the same, most likely in the same situation as them with Ozpin during his time. But yeah, overall, loved the scene, and I just hope they keep the ball rolling with it. Yeah. Do you guys want to see Chair-kun? Because I really have to go to the bathroom. Oh my god, I've gone through one. I don't know why. Oh, this is awkward. So remember how I started with 3 bottles of water? So somewhere along the lines, I finished one. I finished half, and then halfway through this bottle, I just started opening this one and drinking it. So, yeah, that's awkward. I usually do that. I rarely finish bottles of water. I usually get to, like, the very end, and then I'll just grab another one for some weird reason. All right. I'm going to give the people what they want. I'm going to hit y'all with some Chair Coon real quick. I'm going to give you guys some music, and, I'll be back in literally, like, a minute. My bathroom's, like, the next room over. But I really have to use the restroom. So I will leave y'all with the man, the myth, the legend. He's going to drop some absolute nuggets of knowledge. All right? Get those pen and paper ready. Because, I don't know. Chair Coon's always worth listening to. All right, I'll be back. Talk to him, Chair Coon! Drop that knowledge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what they say. I actually don't know what they say, but it's time to say goodbye. Hey, you see what I did there? That's a RWBY reference. Get it? Anyways, Chair Coon says it's been real. He said it's been fun, but he says it hasn't been real fun. So I don't know what he means by that, but anyways, thank you for your time, Mr. Coon. We appreciate you. Yeah, you guys are crazy, bro. I literally was looking at chat on my phone after I used the bathroom, and someone was like, I now know the meaning of life. Thank you, Chair Coon. I'm like, what the... Dude, my chat pops off when I'm gone more than when I'm here. God damn it. I swear to God, this chair is going to be the end of me. Soon, I'm not going to have anybody in this chat. Everyone's gonna be like, all right, where's the, all right, it's great, we got this MurderofBirds guy opening the stream, that's great and all, but where's the real man of the hour? Where's the chair of the hour? Oh, okay, so really quick, some people in chat were asking about the music. So, all of the music that I use on my YouTube channel is copyright free, so if you use it in your YouTube videos or your live streams, you will not get DMCA takedowned. These songs are under the umbrella of Harris Heller. He's known as the Stream Doctor. His YouTube channel is Alpha Gaming. and it's called StreamBeats. It's a collective of different types of music. The song you just heard is called White Lie, and it's on StreamBeats Lo-Fi. So there's StreamBeats Lo-Fi, synth, I believe there's what other, hip-hop, ambience, EDM. There's a bunch of they're coming out with a weeb track next, which is really great. But yeah, for anyone who's curious, it's also in the description of the live stream. So if you just open the description, you go under music credits. I put whatever songs I use in my streams in the credits of all of my videos, so you guys can check that out there as well. But yeah, I love all their music. They just came out with a lyric track playlist too, and all of their music is copyright protected, so you won't get copyright struck. And he literally made all the music because people were getting DMCA'd on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff, and he's like, I've had enough. I'm going to be the man of the people. I searched it up and this live stream was there. Oh, really? Yeah, you can probably find it on Spotify. I was playing it off of Spotify. Just look up Harris Heller. It's, yeah, you will find it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a lot of certified bangers, certified bops, and everything else in between. Can anyone read me? Yes, Praetorian Rex, yes, we can read your comment. You are good. Let's see. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate all the support. Chaircoon appreciates all the support as well. All hail mighty Chaircoon. Chaircoon dropping straight facts. This song is a bop. Anyone know the name? Yeah, so the song was called White Lie. Kasai Dex. I hope you'll check it out. They have a lot. Another song that I really like is Honey Lights. White Lie and Honey Lights are my favorite songs on StreamBeats Lo-Fi, and you guys will probably like it as well, so check it out. I have half a mind to make like a RWBY theory video of just my chair for 8 minutes and just see what people's responses in the chat are. Like, in the comments, rather. I'm just curious. I'm like, can I really just make fucking money off of a DX Racer chair? Oh my god. I might do it, dude. I actually might do it. I'm crazy enough to do it. Wait until April? Oh yeah, April Fools. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Fuck. That's such a good idea. I don't know, maybe. People gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Oh man, I'm gonna put so much effort into it. Cause I see video. Also, this is like a little detour. Sorry about that, but I see videos where like the whole purpose of the video is like a pet video. I find it really interesting that some people have YouTube channels dedicated entirely to their pets, and so like they'll usually put like speech bubbles on their screen, which is like their pet's talking. Like, this is what my pet's saying. So yeah, I wonder how that would, what the reception of that would be. Easy 5 million views. I just wonder, I don't think I can get in trouble for that. I know on Twitch you can't do that. Like, you have to be present on screen. Cause I was wondering, I was like, oh, I wonder if I do a Twitch stream, if I'll, you know, I'll put my chair there and I'll just, you know, just freaking watch the views come in, you know what I mean? But like, you can't do that on Twitch. But YouTube, I can upload a video of nothing for 8 minutes to have mid-roll ads. All right, let me see. In my personal opinion, if the final volumes taking place at Beacon are going to have suspense, Salem needs to have both the Staff of Creation and also the Relic of Destruction. Well, yeah, those are the two relics that will do the most, that will cause the most destruction. No pun intended, right? The Sword of Destruction. That shit better be able to, like, slice the fucking moon and the other part of the moon, or freaking cut mountains, or, like, that sword needs to be deadly, right? Like, the Sword of Destruction, that shit better do damage, right? The Staff of Creation, we still don't really know what creation means in the sense of in regards to the staff itself. So we just have to wait and see. Can she create an army? Can she create, you know, alternate dimensions? Can she create, you know what I mean? Like, what is creation really? You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. Kermit Clinton, let me translate what Chair-kun is saying. Chair-kun was straight up giving us a lifelong lecture about what he did when he hit rock bottom. He mentioned how you helped him, and it was thanks to you that he was able to get his life back together. Yeah, now he supports your boy. He supports my lumbar in particular, but he supports me nonetheless, and you know, I give him purpose, and he in turn shares his wisdom with us all. So Chair-kun is the true MVP. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the kid for some of you guys out there. And, you know, he appreciates y'all. The meh. Wait until April, make a 10-minute video, and then walk into it 30 seconds and be like, RWBY's so fun. Oh, man. That's funny. Oh man, dude, that's funny. Anyways, let's get back on track. Y'all are crazy today. Y'all are tripping. Anyways, let us pick up where we left off. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed this, but Jean just leaps like 5 steps in that one shot. I was like, bro, how did you not break your fucking neck? Chair-kun is the relic of comfort. Hey, true. Actually, facts. Oh boy. But yeah, so Penny's acting up again. Yeah, so Penny is just so unpredictable, man. Like every 2 seconds she's like, I'm awake, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, and now she's like acting up. Also, I can never see this scene the same way again after making that Pinocchio no strings on me video. How many of you guys actually watched that video? The one that, like, I got no strings to hold me down. Dude, that song was stuck in my head all fucking week. Like, I was singing that, so I was in a call with Cal. I was in a song with Cal, and I started, like, annoying her. Like, she was like, okay, Arnold, like, am I gonna have to hear this all day? I'm like, I'm sorry. It's stuck in my head. But yeah, I just kept singing it over and over and over again because of that video, because I kept replaying it over and over and over again while I was editing it. But yeah, that video, that's one of my best videos that I've ever made. Like, and I'm pretty big on memes. Like, I'm a big fan of memes. I meme a lot on Twitter.com. You know, I get people rustled up. I'm over here playing I'm over here making a bunch of tomfoolery. But low key, I just like to have fun. And so every so often, you know, I'll drop a prime meme video. I'll give the people what they want. I'll have a little laugh, and then, you know, we move on with our lives. But yeah, I really liked that one. I'll go back to that one in a couple years and be like, God, I'm so fucking good. That video was cringe, not gonna lie. Bro, you're capping, dude. You're capping crunching right now, dude. You're cappuccinoing right now. I don't believe that's how you actually feel, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Anyways. Yeah, so Penny acting up. Yeah, I can't look at these scenes the same again. Dude, I literally, that whole scene right there was in the video. Oh, man. Yeah, I just, Penny's whole situation is just, it's worse and worse. I do like how they were able to kind of find a workaround with that with Jean's semblance, which makes sense, right? It's like, well, Penny is a robot, but she's got a soul, you know what I mean? And her soul is what's able to kind of overcome, or rather suppress the virus. But at the end of the day, her genetic, like her makeup is like comprised, like her whole like structure is based off technology. So, the fact that they're coming to the conclusion of like, we have to get her to the vault. Nothing like, and even afterwards, like, what if this never gets resolved? You know what I mean? Like, Penny just can't go on living like this. So, where the fuck is Pietro, by the way? This man's still on Amity waiting for that shit to land somewhere in the freaking tundra. Meanwhile, his daughter's over here getting hacked, and there's nothing anyone can do about it besides Watts, unless Pietro is able to... Yeah, because they have her other sword. So unless they find her other sword and deactivate it, or they close off the connection to the other swords so none of them communicate with each other. Because I think that's the main reason why, like, all of her swords are communicating with each other. So they're communicating with this hacked sword, which is then coming back and kind of like attacking, I don't know, the mainframe of Penny's network or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, damn it. I'm just figuring this shit out. Remove her backpack. Yeah, that too. It's like, yo, take off your bag. I don't even know if that thing can come off, but anyways. But yeah, overall, I do like how they thought of like Jean, like his semblance, his aura, and it just boosts her, like the humanity of her aura just kind of overpowers the technology. It wasn't just like, oh, the power of friendship compels you. But it's not gonna last forever, like you said, he didn't completely get rid of it, he just suppressed it, and it's still there, it's still trying to fight for control. And you know, they don't have a lot of time. And with Penny over here making all these claims of like, yo, just kill me, I'll transfer the power to you. That's a sound plan. Like, it just makes the most sense. It's like, well, now you need Ruby Rose to get this power. And, you know, Ruby has a lot more agency than your machine. But, you know, they literally lost Penny already. Pietro lost Penny already. We lost Penny during the, you know what I mean? I feel like it's going to be twice as hard. It's going to be twice as bad if this is what they're going for, because I don't think Penny can exist as the Winter Maiden for the show. There's no way that they're going to have the Winter Maiden walking around with them to Vacuo everywhere else. So either they're going to take out Penny, or they're going to remove her power. You know, it'd be kind of cool if they were able to make Penny into a real, you know, like the Pinocchio, like the real girl, like the staff of creation will turn her into a real girl. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. It would also help because then no one would be able to kind of control her anymore and like use her for like a weapon of warfare. And, you know, it just depends on what the staff of creation can do, or who gets the staff, and, you know, all that other stuff. But I don't know. Only time will tell. Also, the staff can only do one thing at a time, but can it do one thing to completion and then something else? Because keeping Atlas in the sky is a continuous effort. I don't think the creation aspect is like also, it's not creating anything, or maybe it is, but like it's the limitless energy is what's allowing it to stay in the sky. Or maybe it is creating the ability of like a mass of land to be weightless, or, you know, float, or levitation it's creating. But yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see there. I do like how, and then simultaneously, Emerald's coming around, and again, we had this conversation in a previous chapter that had its own dedicated video after the fact. But yeah, Emerald is also kind of switched sides now, which is really great. She's no longer on the side of Salem. But like I said in that last video, like I said in my live stream discussion, it's cool. It's great that she's deciding to turn over a new leaf, especially after Hazel gave up his life for the situation, for her, for the truth of what happened with Salem, and like obviously, you know, doing right by his sister's memory and what she would have done or what she would have wanted. But the proof will be in the pudding when Emerald sees Cinder again. That's where all of this is just talk. Like, it's all, yeah, you could talk a big game. You can be like, yeah, you know, I switched sides, all that. But like Cinder is the one that roped you in the first place. She's the one that had you like simping for her. And when she comes back into the picture, you really are going to have to confront her. And if you confront her, like, that's a fall maiden, mind you. Also a very narcissistic, egotistical, power-hungry individual that probably learned nothing after the absolute flames that Watts like spewed to her. But it's really gonna matter when Cinder comes back in the picture how Emerald is gonna react, and I hope she doesn't react alone. I hope it's not just like oh, this is Emerald's fight, let's let her deal with it. You know what I mean? It would be really great if the gang supported her. And it would also be even better if Emerald spoke her mind for the first time and really told Cinder everything that's been eating away at her and makes her feel like why Salem isn't worth the risk, why Salem isn't worth the effort of all of this. And Cinder probably doesn't know what they know. You know what I mean? Like, if Emerald didn't know, if Hazel didn't know, what makes you think Cinder knows? And maybe Cinder doesn't care to know because she wants what she wants. You know, it's like, I will take what is mine. I want all of the maiden powers, and then eventually, you know, because of Salem, you know, without you, I am nothing, but because of Salem, I am everything. And it's going to be an interesting development for both characters, I think, because of the fact that, you know, these two have been so intertwined from the very beginning, but like Emerald and Cinder are completely different leagues in terms of how they feel their actions are reflecting everyone. Like Cinder couldn't care less about anyone but herself, but Emerald, even more so than Mercury, seems to still have a conscience, seems to still care about, and here's another thing too. Here's something that I actually want to drill home as like a final point of Emerald's development moving forward. Like I said, I think she still has a lot more to prove. I still think there's a lot more actions that she needs to do in order to be truly forgiven, to truly be able to move forward, and at the very least, even if she can't take back the past, she can look to the future. There were a few people that mentioned the use of the word, and I think I used the word redemption a little too loosely, not loosely, but I use redemption as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's like I kind of use it as like a synonym, but what I really mean is atonement. I think Emerald needs to atone for the things that she's done, which is very different from redeeming. Essentially is like, the things you've done were bad, but now you have to do things in order to make them right? Your actions, you can't take back the actions you've already done, but as a way of showing that you're remorseful, that you regret the things you've done, atoning is probably the best term to describe where they're going right now with Emerald switching sides. And like, it took a couple of comments in that latest video that I posted for me to see that, and I was like, actually, that is the word I'm looking for. It's not redemption, it's atonement, right? She has to repay for the things she's done, and you can never really do that, but you have to start somewhere, and where she's starting is by saying, fuck Salem, hopefully fuck you to Cinder, and it's going to take Cinder coming back into the picture for her to really work up the gumption, the courage to say, like, I'm not going back with you. And I don't know how that's going to make Cinder feel, because she just lost Mercury to Salem. She just lost Emerald to the gang. You know what I mean? Someone of that gang she has a direct vendetta with, being Ruby Rose, and now with Neo as well. And so, like, she's really going to be solo dolo in this. Now she has Neo, which everyone's speculating that Neo's just going to stab her in the back. So, like, at the end of the day, Cinder's going to be alone. Cinder alone, you know, the whole Zuko parallel. People are saying she's branded on her face, she uses fire, you know, she had to redeem herself she had to get her honor back, and now she's alone. Like, everyone's been saying, like, I'm sorry, Cinder can't hold a flame to freaking Zuko. Like, it's not even a fucking contest, but I get the parallels that people make and the comparisons that people make, but I don't know where they're going with Cinder, so I can't really say for certain. All I can say right now is that for Emerald Sush Drive, at the very least, this current plan for her to move forward with the gang is going to be really important, because I think Emerald's single-handedly going to be the major contributing factor to pulling the wool over Ironwood's eyes, right? Her semblance is busted. It can control multiple people. So if she can get it, if she like say for example, Team RWBY and company go to the academy to bring Penny, right? And let's just say it's Ironwood, Elm, Vine, Harriet, Winter, or no, I'll just say those four. Let's just say those four, and then maybe like 2 or 3 other straggler soldiers for whatever reason. Or maybe drones, right? Because drones, I don't think drones operate the same way as people. Can a drone see the difference between like, are they affected by semblances? Anyways, so it'll be like 4 to 6 people. They're like, all right, bring Penny to the rendezvous point, and it's Emerald that's creating the illusion to other people that she is Penny and she is by herself, and she's gonna travel in the academy, and she's gonna travel into the vault, and they're gonna be like, all right, Penny, do your thing. And she's gonna be controlling all of these other people's minds for as long as possible for Team RWBY and company to get into position, or whatever the case might be. to try to play this risk in their favor, right? Because RWBY even said, you know, this is a risk they haven't considered. And so I really do think that that might be where they're going with this. Yeah, Cinder also definitely resembles a lot of Azula, now that I think about that. Yeah, she's like all of the makings of Zuko with like the ego of like an Azula. But except like she's not like gone yet, like mentally. You know, we still have to get to that arc later on in the show. But yeah, so I think it's going to be a classic misdirection. Emerald's going to use her semblance, going to flip things up for Ironwood and company. Team RWBY's going to get into position, and then something's going to go off, whether it's Watts and Salem. I'm sorry, whether it's Watts and Cinder and Neo, because they're going to obviously be, you know, going there as well, because they now know about the situation and everything else. But yeah, I think Emerald is going to be pivotal moving forward for her atoning, for her saying fuck you to Cinder and her company and you know, the bad guys and all that stuff, because she knows the truth. And who knows if Cinder is even going to want to listen to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, she's got bigger fish to fry. She doesn't care. And if she doesn't care, then you kind of have to say peace out, like, to those kind of people. You got to just do away with the toxicity, do away with the problematic people. And with a great support system like this, with someone that she confided in, like Hazel, I think Emerald's going to be okay. And I think atoning is the perfect way to describe how she starts. And she starts here and now by changing things around and you know, starting from point zero, which is here. Oh yeah, Squall, I'm sorry. Yeah, the super chats, I always plan on going back and checking on them, just because I know I get caught up in my conversations, and I do apologize for that. There's also like 1,000 people in here at any given time, so the chat's constantly going. But I do plan on catching up on all of those, so I don't want anyone to feel like they're not being seen. I want to believe in Emerald more. Oh, hold on. I want to believe in Emerald more, so I hope she stays strong with her convictions when Cinder comes. Yeah, and like I said, Stardust, that's ultimately, Final Stardust, that's ultimately where it's truly gonna matter. It's gonna matter then. And given how Salem went out, I wouldn't be surprised if Salem 6 Cinder on to Emerald because of that. It's a perfect conflict. Oh, Dark Neon, you don't have to apologize. Like, it's all banter. It's all fun and games. I'm not taking anything too seriously. Squall, we have gone over Emerald Semblance and just how broken it is, but has anyone stopped to consider the ramifications of Jean boosting it further? That I actually haven't stopped to consider. Because if you amplify her semblance with Jean, and Jean's under the protection of that hallucination, they can cover a lot more ground. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's going to be a Jean and Emerald moment. Or it has the potential to be a Jean and Emerald moment now that I think about that. Holy shit, I never considered that. Yeah, that's insane. Jean's busted, dude. Like, Emerald can already, like, handle her own. Give Jean to anybody, and it's a wrap, dude. It's GG. GG too easy, dude. Wow. I never stopped to consider that. Holy shit. That's insane. If I had a nickel for every penny in... Wait, if I had a nickel for every penny in... Oh, I get it. Okay, shut up. If I had a nickel for every penny in RWBY, I'd have at least 2 nickels. Okay, we get it. That took a minute for my brain to process. I'm like, wait a minute. No one said there'd be math. How are we supposed to know when Oscar and Oz are fully formed? Oscar has been doing Ozpin's stance a lot more frequently, and after using the nuke in long memory, do you think they've formed yet? No, because Ozpin is still able to get control over Oscar, so at least right now we know the merging hasn't completed. We won't know until we know. Like, simple as that. Like, we won't know until we know. And I don't know if Oscar's hair is going to change. I really think, for some strange reason, I constantly think this, but I feel like when the merging is complete, his hair is going to change color for some reason, even though it's never happened with any of the other people that he's merged with. But I don't know. I'm just stuck on that for some reason. Whew. All right, let's get through the rest of these points. And to follow up on this too with Ozpin, now since, you know, might as well just add this in. I love how the moral of this, like, first off, the episode is called Risk, and I think, like, the moral of all of this, right? They talked about Summer taking a risk, about how all of them took a risk with, you know, their own objectives, how they, you know, how Ozpin, you know, how they, you know, Ozpin wants them to take a risk on him again for his trust. And it's really true, man. Like, trust is a risk, bro. Like, you can trust someone today and make him backstab. You can trust someone your entire life, but given the right circumstances, given the right circumstances, anybody can turn their back on you. And that is trusting someone is a risk, and it's something that you just have to, what's the word I'm looking for? When it comes to trusting people, it's a constant effort. You have to choose every day you have to I'm trying to find the perfect words for what I'm trying to say. When you choose to trust someone, you have to make a constant effort every day. It's not simply like, I trust you, and that's that, and then whatever happens, happens. It's like you have to make a conscious effort, a conscious decision. And at some given point, Ozpin stopped trusting other people because he started getting backstabbed, and he started hiding things from people, and that in turn reflected back on him when the people that trusted him found out he wasn't being as trustworthy. And, you know, they decided, you know, and you know, we had the Volume 6, and Ozpin hasn't been around since then. Yeah, trust, love, that's a big thing too. And that's with everything. That's with relationships, that's with friendships, that's with family. You know, trust is important. It's what keeps us from killing each other, I guess. I don't know. It's a strong mutual you know, it's a strong mutual understanding that, you know, everyone, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's with everything, realistically. It's just, in this situation, it's interesting how we see how a lack of trust has led to how all of this has happened. Ironwood's situation, Crow's situation, Ozpin's past situations with his current, with these current group of characters, and everything else in between. You know, and if you don't trust people, then you become very cynical and you become distant, and, you know, you're always hostile and your guard's always up and you're always on the defense, and I feel like that's no way to live either. But at the same time, like, you know, picking and choosing, having a good show of judgment and character in other people helps mitigate those issues. But then again, like I said, you never really know. But I think some people's character really shows who's trustworthy and who isn't. Yeah, you become an Ironwood if you don't trust. Yeah. But yeah, I thought this was a really great lesson. He also mentions a fairy tale. The fairy tale that, you know, the girl who fell through the world. I assume that's the story that he was talking about earlier with Oscar. And I assume, again, that's probably like a partial reference to Salem in some way. Or rather, how I interpret it is, he says, a girl runs away. Well, what does he say? Hold on, let me get this verbatim. Hold on. A young girl flees the consequences of a choice to a magical place. And in my mind, I think that's like Salem is running away from the consequences that she did, you know, in the past, of like killing off humanity, you know, summoning making the gods leave and being alone and isolated. Alice in Wonderland, perhaps? Oh, yeah, maybe that too. Flees the consequences of a choice to a magical place. Well, what was how does that reference to Alice exactly? Like, didn't she go to like Wonderland for some reason? Hello, Arnold, if you're here. Yeah, I am here. This is a live stream. I think the inspiration is still Oz, as Dorothy ran from consequences of choosing to let Toto be put down or something. Huh. Yeah, it could be a lot of things. I remember when people thought that Neo was a thought that Neo was like inspired by the Cheshire Cat when they first saw her. Oh wait, this isn't a premiere? No, this is a... No, I would never premiere like a 3-4 hour live stream. That's insane. No, this is live in real time with the chat included. Mine is key. If Emerald died this volume and Cinder were to witness it, see the aftermath, how do you think she might react? Would it be a case of how you only know how much they mean to you after... Oh, like you don't know what you have till it's gone? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like Cinder, the only amount of emotion that I've ever seen Cinder express to that degree is when she started crying after Watts literally ended her whole career. That's like the most humane and emotional I've ever seen her, to where I think maybe there's a part of that in her, but I don't know, because by the end of the episode, she's turning around and smirking like, I learned nothing. Haha, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I really just feel like, is she really going to learn anything from what Watts just said? Is she going to be smarter? Is she going to be wiser? Is she going to be more cunning, more tactful in how she decides to get the things she wants? Or is she just going to be, you know, the same old, nothing's going to change? And I think that's reflective in the fact that even how she treats people like Emerald, like nothing's going to change. And we're at this situation now where we have to go to the vault. Fuck all, dude. Oh my god. Do you guys think we'll see the staff in episode... When do you think we'll see the staff? Do you think we'll see episode 12 tomorrow, 13, or the finale? I feel like that's a finale reveal. God forbid they have the fucking staff opened. God forbid someone gets the staff in episode 13 and we still have one more episode. Like, fuck. But episode 13's penultimate. The penultimate chapter pops off just as much, if not more, than the finale in most cases. So, you know, a lot of stuff can still happen. But yeah, there's just a lot of shit going on right now. And then we also have, like, Cinder and company, Watts is, it's also weird that Ironwood just gets another scroll. Like, bro, he's got another scroll right here when his old broken one, he's just like, oh, I got 1 million of those. We make those. You know, that was weird. I don't know. He just gets another scroll completely. And, like, his old one, is like, Watts has it. And Lord knows what's on it. But, yeah. Look at that fucking smug face. That's it. You know what this face says? This face says, like, look right here. It literally says, I learned nothing. That's what that face says right there. That face literally says, I'm Cinder Fall, and I learned nothing from what Watts just said to me. God damn it. Well, Neo's there, so they're all together. They're like, all right, you want Ruby? Well, I want the relic. And Cinder might get the question. Fuck, dude. Who do you think's gonna get the question now? Because, like, that's the thing. Like, the relic is still up in the air. Neo has the name that she can text to Cinder, and then Cinder summons Jin, and then Cinder asks a question. Again, it's possible because the intro shows time stop for everybody. Like, time froze for everybody. But Cinder's walking along, and they have, like, it's Neo, like, Neo's there, and Emerald's waving to her, but, like, the main focus there is that time stops, and that usually only happens when Jin's around, and it's Cinder who's free to go about. And so, I don't know, it could still happen. It could very well be Cinder that gets that question. We'll have to wait and see. The question is, though, I don't know what the hell she's gonna ask. Like, what can Cinder ask? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because, like, Cinder doesn't care about Salem. Cinder cares about herself. So if she gets the relic again, right? She had to give the relic to Salem because there was no, like, no one knew how to activate it. But now that Cinder knows how to activate it, she might feel that, I mean, Cinder might need to also know where the beacon relic is because she never brought it back. She knows that it's missing. So what if Cinder asks the question, where's the beacon relic? And then she goes after it before Salem can get to it because she's the Fall Maiden that can open that vault wherever it is to get that relic. Cinder is the only one that can get to get the beacon relic. So she might ask the very same question. And that in turn could potentially still give us a flashback of how Ozpin went about hiding it. And we can get maybe one more cool flashback episode, and maybe it'll tie into any type of relevance before he did that. But yeah, I think if Cinder's smart, that's what she'll ask. She'll ask, where's the beacon relic? And if you guys read the Fairy Tales of Remnant book, you know what the relic does. Fingers crossed. I think that's how it still works. I don't know if it's the same thing. It was a fairy tale after all, so it could be fake. But yeah, the relic, we know what it does from the Fairy Tales of Remnant book. So at the very least, she can change it. Like, a lot can happen if she gets that relic. But in any case, it really comes down to if Cinder is going to take what Watt said to heart, if she's going to be smart enough, if she's going to be wise enough, if she's going to be tactful, if she's not just going to run in and think, because I want this, I'm entitled, I'm going to get it because I've suffered. It's not enough. You got to be smart you know? But this face right here, this tells me I learned nothing. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, holy shit, we still have 600 people, 900 people in here. Wow, thank you guys for still sticking around and hanging out. I appreciate y'all. The Renora scene in 11 was amazing. Yeah, we talked about it. We went pretty in-depth there, actually. Have they released the thumbnail yet? I do not know. I've been doing this live stream for the last 3 hours, so check. Oh, hold on. Stand by. Also, really quick shout out to the concept art. We only got 4 this week, but hey, everyone loves a good concept art. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Oh, of course they would release Shine first. Oh my god. Okay, give me a second, guys. I need to show y'all this. Hold on really quick. I want to make sure. Oh. Are we good? We good? Yep. Bam! Viz Media just released the cover reveal for the RWBY Anthology Volume 5 titled Shine. Releases July 20th, 2021. Pre-orders are now up. Pyranikos is in that. Of course they would name it Shine, you know? Take my hand, 'cause you and I are gonna shine. God, Volume 2 is so freaking good. Yo, I'm going on record saying this. Volume 2 has the best soundtrack. Don't at me. Volume 2 has literally the best RWBY soundtrack. I'll die on this hill. I don't give a damn. Yeah, this is pretty pog. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order this right after the stream for sure. Absolutely gonna pre-order that. But baby, it's time to make up your mind, dude. Yeah, no thumbnail yet. Unfortunate. Feels bad, man. But, it do be like that sometimes. All right, let me get through these last couple of super chats, and then we'll call it a stream. Let's see if, okay, we answered that. By the way, people say Neo can just use text-to-speech to summon Jin. I guess. I mean, is text-to-speech even, like, a thing in the scroll? I mean, it's a real-life thing, but I mean, she talks through text, so maybe, I don't know. We've never seen her do that, but maybe. I am so late, I'm sorry, but better late than never. Hope you and everyone watching is doing wonderful. Can't wait for your reaction in the new episode tomorrow. Julia, Spite, glad to have you back. I agree, better late than never. We literally just finished the discussion overall, but I appreciate you nonetheless. I appreciate the super chat, every discussion. I appreciate you making time whenever you can. Hopefully you'll enjoy the VOD after the fact. I've also been uploading little snippets of certain points of my discussion. I think for this live stream, I'll take out like 3 of them, like the Ironwood talk at the beginning, the Renora moment, I think is another good one. And I'll just comb through it and see what's worth grabbing and discussing in the future. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope you had a good day overall. And overall to everybody, thank you guys all so much. So I am going to put on Twitter the poll on Twitter and YouTube after the stream, because I didn't prep it, obviously, because I didn't come up with one this week. But I'm going to make sure that it's what do you put first, the cereal or the milk? And if you're not a complete heathen, you'll pick the right answer. I hope you pick the right answer, because if you don't, you're dead to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, with all that said, we are going to continue my Murder of Birds Gigaplay, my Gigabrain project. Are you guys ready? So for those of you who weren't here last week, I guess I'll just fill you guys in. So last week, I was losing my mind. The end of the stream, for some reason, I started talking about Dr. Seuss because apparently a bunch of books are going out of sale and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I have a Dr. Seuss book. I literally bought it from the grocery store like last year or something. And then I literally went and I grabbed Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. So what's up with Dr. Seuss? I saw it like trending on Twitter like earlier this week. Like, are like books, they're like no longer publishing some books and people are like losing their shit trying to get them for whatever reason. Oh yeah, I gotta turn off slow chat, my bad. Yeah, let me do that real quick. All right. There you go. Freedom. Enjoy. Something like that. Oh, Nazi stuff? Oh, that's not good. Clearly, that's not good. Dr. Seuss, what are you on about? What the fuck? I hope this book's okay. Can I read this on video? Can I read this on stream? Am I gonna get canceled on twitter.com? Is Cat in the Hat good? Are we safe? Oh my god. Think about the children, Dr. Seuss. But yeah, so anyways, all that aside, because that's pretty cringe. Yeah, so I said to myself, I was like, I'm gonna read, I was like, all right, guys, I guess I'm just gonna read one page of Dr. Seuss, because chat was like peer pressuring me. I swear to God, chat did it. I swear to God. Go watch the VOD, it's there. But yeah, chat was peer pressuring me, and they were like, do it, you coward! And I was like, okay, just stop calling me names. So I read the first page of Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, and then I was like, holy shit, I'm actually a mad lad. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? For every RWBY live stream discussion, until the very end, I am going to read one page of Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, and then, which it's going to take 60 pages, so hopefully we get at least 60 more chapters of RWBY, or this project's going to be really fucking awkward in the future, but I'm going to read all 60 pages, and then I'm going to make a video of clipping every single part of the page that I read. So it's going to be a compilation of me reading one page of the entire book. And then I'm probably going to get sued by Dr. Seuss for reading his entire story on YouTube instead of people buying his book, which is apparently getting canceled or whatever. Anyways, let us continue with page 2 of Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. Gather around, you little shits. I have a story to tell you. Alright, so we read the first page. So here's another thing, too. If you snooze, you lose. If you weren't here for the last page, too bad. Go to the stream. The timestamp is there. We're going page by page, alright? No cliff notes. No previously on Dr. Seuss's cat. Get that shit out of here, okay? Anyways. Alright, Actually, hold on. I kind of want to have like the book present. I don't. How am I gonna? And anyways. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two, and I said, "How I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out, too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house and did nothing at all." That's depressing. I'm sorry to hear that, children. Anyways, we'll continue this riveting story on the next RWBY live stream discussion. And cut. There you go. Hashtag relatable. Corn, oh my god. Actually, this is actually relatable. I just want to put this out there. I don't know how far in the future we're going to be reading this shit, but it's currently 9:32 p.m. on March 12th, 2021. We are still currently in the active events of COVID-19, and we are currently quarantined, and these kids can't even go outside and play ball or whatever the hell they got. The racket, they got the ball, they got the bike. That's actually relatable. Tell me the last time I've been out of my house. I'll wait. Exactly. Anyways. Damn, Dr. Seuss predicted this shit. He called this... How long was this... When was this book made? When was this shit... Hold on. This fucking cat in his big dumb hat. Apparently, 1957. So he called this shit like 60 years ago. 60 plus years ago. There you go. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, it's Ozpin. Weird champ. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is it. That is the RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 11 live stream discussion. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Before I close out, I just want to say this. I should have said this earlier in the stream, but if you guys can, I know it's probably a lot to ask and a lot to expect from people, but like I mentioned at the top of the stream, my YouTube channel is in a state of like uncertainty. I'm really surprised I can live stream today because yesterday I was able to upload. The day before my channel was broken. Tuesday it was fixed. Monday it was broken. It's happening to Philip DeFranco right now. He wasn't able to post a video yesterday. And until YouTube fixes this, I don't know if I'll always be able to do the live streams of the RWBY discussions on YouTube. So in the event that I can't, I will be doing the live streams on Twitch, and then I will be uploading the VOD to YouTube. So if you guys want to make sure that you guys are present for the live streams, I'll let people know on YouTube. I'll let people know on Twitter when it happens. But in the event that my channel's broken and it's not letting me live stream, I will be doing that over on Twitch at twitch.tv/MurderofBirds. If you guys wouldn't mind following me over there, I'd really appreciate it. The link is in the description already, but it's free. You don't need to pay anything. It's free to watch streams, to comment in chat, all that other stuff. It's just a possibility that that if YouTube messes up for me, I won't be able to stream, and I won't be able to tell you guys otherwise. So yeah. What's the poll, Arnold? It's gonna be how do you eat your cereal? How do you prepare your cereal? Do you put the milk first or the cereal first? And if you choose the wrong topic, we're gonna have problems. And Chaircoon's not gonna be very happy with you. You don't want to disappoint Chaircoon, do you? I know you don't want to disappoint Chaircoon. So do the right thing. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My reaction will be posted for Chapter 11's reaction goes up tomorrow as the usual time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys will look forward to that as well. With all that said, I'm going to head out for the night. Enjoy tomorrow's chapter. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. And everything else in between. I hope you guys enjoy the chapter. And I will see you guys, hopefully, next week for Chapter 12. And I will be putting out more of the RWBY, like, little snippet discussion videos continuing again on Monday. I'm not going to upload one tomorrow because my reaction goes out tomorrow. And I think Sunday is going to be my day off from uploading anything just so I can kind of focus on other things. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys all so much. I love you. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me in chat and, you know, rambling and going through all the banter and nonsense and whatnot. But I appreciate the support. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care. Bye.